of the Formula 1 World Championship, and we are here in Spielberg. And of course, it's not going to be the sound of music tonight. It is going to be the sound of hopefully 20 Formula 1 cars flying around this beautiful, magnificent circuit. To be honest, it is probably the best. I'd say it's the best circuit in the world in terms of scenery, that's for sure. Absolutely phenomenal stuff, it really is. As I've got all sorts of messages coming up from at work, but we will ignore them because that's not important right now. As you can see, we've got the track map just in front of us. Before I do any of that, let's make sure that I am spectating, because I've been I've been known before to mess that one up. Right. Anyway, yeah, we've got 10 turns supposedly, 2.6 miles, a very short lap. I think it's the shortest lap in terms of time in the whole of the calendar. So this is going to be it's going to be fast and furious stuff. Anyway, we're now getting into the session now, and let me just quickly do the old sharing business, and then we'll get cracking on this absolutely fantastic race circuit, isn't it? Austria. So, to be honest, it looks like a very easy racetrack to get your head around, but it's anything but, I must admit. So as you can see, then we're just loading up, then getting into the momentum, isn't it? And let me get the Oda stream up as well, because yeah, because otherwise I'll miss the comments, which I'll be very unpopular about. And we've already got one flowing in straight away. Fantastic. Yeah. So. And so Austria, then of course it's been on the current. Well, this current configuration of the circuit, Formula 97 was when it first arrived on the scene, didn't it? So yeah, it was quite a while ago, wasn't it? I must admit, I quite enjoyed the Formula 1 97 scene. And we've got Dan Lutonen, who has joined us. He is making his debut, of course. So hopefully he'll have a good run tonight. So 19 drivers on the grid. Then you see that we got no debutants tonight. Then so we got a very experienced full house here tonight, haven't we? As we're now getting into it, we got Silent, who has just said he likes he likes turtles. Excellent stuff. And we've also got Laggy, just lol. Hope my steering wheel will be okay tonight. Of course, Nigel's has had a couple of few issues with the steering wheel. But before we get into any of that, of course, it's been over a week now since we lost Anton Hubert, unfortunately. Yeah, and our thoughts still go out of him. But of course, we've also got one Manuel Carrera, who's in critical condition at the moment. So yeah, he's he's still in critical condition at the moment, and our thoughts go out to him as well. Of course, absolutely horrific events that happened over a week ago in Belgium. But I think that anyway, but yeah, the Grand Prix in Italy had an absolutely fantastic race in it today. Just a couple more comments we got Ayrton back again for the commentary. Excellent stuff, Ayrton. I love you. And also we got Laggy going wide. Then we've also got Matt in the comments as well. No, Sean. Go, Sean, even. Excellent. Of course, Matt, the former driver for ALR. Of course, the former. I think we've got someone in the party. We'll have a chat in a minute once once I figure out who it is and we've done our introductions. We've also got Grant in the comments as well. Yo. Hope you enjoyed your weekend. I did until the sun come out. Blimey, being ginger is awful. And also we've got good luck to all drivers tonight, and good evening, Sean. Good evening, Jonathan. Jonathan, of course, celebrating an absolutely fantastic Italian Grand Prix, of course, where his beloved Ferrari team did a fantastic job, didn't it, with Charles Leclerc. Oh, by the way, that might be a spoiler alert. Sorry about that. But yeah, of course, Jonathan, of course, the British Italian, isn't he, who drives in the Pink Panther, the Racing Point in this season 2 series. We've also got Matt just got a sausage fingers there, Matt and also we got Silent there, who still likes turtles. Great stuff. Nathan Hughes, Team Emerson Assemble, we love you 3000, brilliant. And we've also got Grant Smart. Yeah, to be honest, I haven't ventured outside since it became sunny, to be honest. We're back on board then with Laggy. He's coming around the final corner now. I think it's Wishbone in the party, isn't it? Wishbone, how's it going?
It is. How are you? Doing good?
Yeah, not bad. I've had my haircut, so I've had my mop chopped, so I can actually hear a bit better this week. Oh, it's not. Oh, I look a mess. Anyway, but But we'll have a talk about the track in just a few minutes, because we're fast and furious, and we're already a couple of minutes into this Austrian Grand Prix qualifying. Laggy Racer has gone fast at the moment at 06.1. Maxi, of course, making his second race debut, second race appearance tonight. Of course, he had a fantastic race in Canada, and he's returning again here tonight in their Rocket Williams. Mr. Elite is out there mode. Mr. Elite's about to start his lap as well. Also got Emerson as well. Of course, he is actually leading the championship at the moment. We'll talk about the championship as well before we dive into anything else. Of course, Emerson, even though he was the first time in his career that he was not on the podium last time out in France, but he has taken he absolutely, well, in terms of his championship advantage, he is now 17 points in front of Knowsley, who's second. Knowsley was enjoying the day out last week, so that's why so Knowsley wasn't able to capitalise on Emerson. Which was it a difficult day for Emerson, or was it? I wouldn't say it's a difficult day. Maxi is retired from the session already. That is a huge blow for Maxi, and he is out of qualifying, and that is a major blow for the Williams driver. So he would not be able to return to it. Silent shifting has gone fast as at the moment. Then in the second Williams, it's not going well at all at the moment. Anyway, let's go back to the and also we've had another person in the wall. It's no, Elite has done exactly the same as those sawtooth curves on the final corner of Austria, and there's two men in the wall already in this session. Oh, those are two big names as well here in ALR. That is huge disappointment for both drivers. They are out of the Austrian Grand Prix qualifying. We will not see them back in the session, due to the fact that, of course, the rule is in qualifying you have to finish the lap on your own steam, get back to the pit lane on your own steam, and that is certainly not the case now, is it, for Mr. Elite or Maxi? Wow, what developments to begin. We need an expert analysis on that, and of course we'll talk to Wishbone in a few minutes. I've said that for like 3-4 times now, but yeah, let's go through. I need to do the Oda Championship standings first, but these guys are coming out there fast and furious, aren't they? Fantastic. Just watching Crazy Hitman out there. We've also got Exile on track at the moment in the middle sector. Yeah, Emerson has got a 17-point lead over Nose at the moment. Far Fizz, who was leading the championship all the way up to Canada. His dropped down to third. Of course, he didn't even really. He only did 1 or 2 turns in France, didn't he? Before he had to retire the car. Unfortunately, Granty in 4th position. Unfortunately, Granty had to miss the French Grand Prix, but he's back in action tonight. And of course, Murphy is in 5th position. Silent shifting, really starting to put some good performances together. He's moved up to 6th now. Nigel dropped down to 7th. Jonathan Cox is having a bit of trouble with his form at the moment, isn't he? Jonathan is, so hopefully he can get himself back on the horse and get himself back out there. We're just watching Jonathan, who's just getting himself going, and Crazy Hitman's coming around the final couple of corners. Bowden in 9th position, and Fireshot in 10th position. An absolutely fantastic win from Fireshot last night in France. Absolutely domination, wasn't it, really, from Fireshot, as he became our newest winner in ALR. Fantastic. And of course, then in the constructors, we got to do the constructors, because I think the constructors is just as important. Toro Rosso is now at the top of the tree on 110 points. Haas is in 2nd position now. They are 3 points behind Red Bull, who up until about Canada, France were dominating the constructors, didn't it? I think for the 90% of the ALR history, they were actually top of the constructors. So it's all turned around now, isn't it? Renault in 4th position at the moment. A very strong lineup now with Wishbone and with Granty. That is a phenomenal team, isn't it? Renault, expect to see them start to soar up the standards. Alfa Romeo in 5th position. Mercedes 6th, Ferrari 7th. Renault, Alfa, Mercedes and Ferrari, it's 85, 79, 73, 72. How close is that in terms of points? Fantastic. 68 for Williams as well, 67 for Racing Point, and McLaren on 58 at the moment. It's really touch and go, isn't it? So Wishbone, we finally come to you. It's taken me 8 minutes, but how's it going now?
I'm doing well. I'm just out there loading up the game, coming out of pits, and I don't have any game sound, and I can't talk to Jeff.
Oh no, do you reckon that'll be fixable in the do you reckon that'll be fixable? Because sometimes the game has issues with sound, doesn't it? Do you reckon that it will come back in Q2 or Q3?
I hope so. But like, you know when you go to talk to Jeff in the whole L1, I can't do that, so I won't be able to. Hopefully it's back for the race. Otherwise, I won't be able to see the gap to the car ahead and all that. So I'll be in a bit of in the dark in the race if I don't have that. Oh, without the game sample, we'd be alright.
Oh, that's a big shame. That is. How important? So how important that is to you? How important is that to have Jeff as like on your shoulder, really just talking you through some of the pivotal moments of the race?
Well, he's more of a pain, really, but it's just do you know when you're seeing the gap to the car ahead and you want to know what time penalties they have? It's that sort of thing, or how old their tyres are and stuff like that.
Indeed it is. It's oh, that's a mighty shame. And I'm not sure if you've seen the to brought on board knows he comes across the line, goes fifth fast at the moment. And I'm not sure if you've seen the two accidents from Mr. Elite and Maxi. I'm not going to repeat what Maxi said in the chat, but let's just say it's not friendly for the ears.
I seen was it Maxi? Yeah, Maxi was the first one. He was ahead of me on the track. I just came around the corner and seen him. And then I don't know what happened to the other one, but I heard you talking about it. But
I think it's exactly the same incident as Maxi, unfortunately. It looks like they got on the final curb and just spat him out on the outside. Is that how difficult is that final two turns here in Austria? It looks like it's fairly difficult.
It's pretty difficult, alright. Yeah, it is. Once you just get too much on the curb and it'll just spin you around, like what happened in the Grand Prix today with the. I don't want to spoil it in case people haven't seen it, but with that.
Unfortunately, I've kind of done half of that already. I know.
It's just grand.
I'm not going to be very popular.
You get too much on the curb and it will just spin you around. So I'm going to try to stay off that because it's going to catch a lot of people out on the race, especially when you're following someone and you're in dirty air and then you hit the curbs as well. Not good.
Not good at all either. And of course, as I just watched Stringy come out now, let's Laggy Racer has just thrown in his opinion in the comments here. I was stressing so hard at the end of the race, and also crap 4/10 up and invalidated on the last corner. Yeah, it's very easy to invalidate on this lap. We was talking about the trap map just before we got into the qualifying session for Rio. As you can see, it's 10 turns, even though I basically say it's not, because turn 2 is not a turn really, is it? It's basically a kink.
It's like a kink, yeah.
It might be a turn in MotoGP, but it certainly isn't for Formula 1 cars. Stringy's about to start his lap now. It's 9 turns. It looks fairly simple, doesn't it, on the trap map? But how easy or how difficult is it to get yourself into this track and get yourself a mega time like you have already?
It's not anything easy. Like you just have to be in the zone because you have to be like in the zone for every corner because it's so easy to get it wrong, and when you do make a mistake, you lose a load of time.
And to be honest, actually, it's much more difficult, isn't it, when you got when it's so close here? Because the 1:04 is the lap times around here. That is such a quick lap. That's basically 64 seconds, and you may think it would be less time to actually make a mistake, but it's more pressure, isn't it? It's more condensed. Basically, a tenth of a second can win or lose you. Can win or lose you qualifying. Basically, you could be you could be a hero or a zero really in this in this session. So very difficult indeed. Just watching Stringy prepare his car, Stringy making his second race appearance in ALR. Did a fantastic job in France last weekend. We've also got Fisher returning as well, and of course Farshot, who won last week as well. Brilliant stuff. And I got to touch on the absolutely fantastic battling that you and Emerson did in France. It was an absolute joy to watch, absolute joy. It was incredible. It was expert racing, fantastic racing. Talk us through that battle. How difficult was it to keep your mind going for that length of time? Because it's basically all the way through the race.
You just have to focus on it every single lap, every single corner. You got to just focus on where he's going to be, not where you're going to be, because he's going to always be there. So that's why you're just focusing on where he's going to be when you're in a battle. And then they couldn't shake him off either with the DRS, because in the France was just a big straight, and he just the DRS. Once you're in it, and you're not going to get out of it. But yeah, the battle was really tough, alright. And I did now after a few laps, we kind of tested him up to see how much trust I could have in him, if I could throw some moves around the outside and stuff like that. And yeah, I did trust him. That's why I did it. Loaded the moves, and I hope it's the same way back. But it was a great battle, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I hope to see more.
To be honest, I really enjoyed it as well. It was absolutely fantastic to relive it, actually. As that Farf just goes so fast at the moment on a 1:04.7. So looking very good between you and Farf, of course. Very experienced racers between you two as well. And you've raced so many times in the past, haven't you? So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you two rekindle your battle on track. So I'm really looking forward to that. Stringy's gone 10th for the moment in the racing point. Sam's out there as well. He's got some fresh tires and is about to give himself a new leash of life. We had Yanni who just popped up in the comments box. Needs messages retracted. I think it was in Finnish, I believe. So yeah, I'm not very good with other language. I'm not very good with English, to be honest. So yeah, and also we got our resident flying Finn of silent shifting at the moment. Wrong setup. And he doesn't like turtles still. Okay. Anyway, Maguna coming around the final corner. Here's the Irishman. What is he going to do? DRS enabled. And he comes across the line. Does a 6th at the moment and it's 12th at the moment. Look how close it is. It's fantastic times out there. As I've just knocked the telemetry off. Fantastic. We've got Grant out there at the moment as well, coming out there. Now then coming into turn 2. This is in the Renault. Just take a quick look at the qualifying battles then at the moment. And so as if we go to the Red Bull team, of course, we're going to go to the Constructors Champions first. Then we have Red Bull at the moment. Farf at the moment is out qualified his teammate 6-0 at the moment. I think Crazy has had a Crazy, of course, is still catching up because of the fact that he's joined the season quite late, so he's still trying to get used to the car. And Red Bull can be very difficult to drive at times. We've got Knowles at the moment. His qualifying battle is 5-1 on Exile at the moment. Gunnar is out qualified his teammate 5-0 as well. Boden is out qualified his teammate 3 at the moment is 3 up. Jonathan Cox and Renzo have got a very close qualifying battle. It's 4-2 at the moment. Fantastic stuff. We've also got Granty and Wishbone. It's 4-2 as well in the advance of Granty at the moment. We've also got Emerson is 5-0 on his teammate. He's had various teammates, so Emerson has. So hopefully he can get a full-time driver in soon. Well, his original Haas teammate has decided that. Yeah, I think he's gone off to do other things, so fair enough to him. All power to you. Anyway, Murphy on that lap at the moment. Let's just quickly continue with the qualifying battles. Nigel, Mr. Elite and Nigel, it's 3-2 in the favour of Mr. Elite at the moment. Silent and Maxi, it is 5-1. But having said that, Silent Shifting has out qualified his teammate. Not Maxi, but his team, because he's had various teammates as well. So the amount of times he's out qualified his teammate is 5 times, but that doesn't exactly necessarily mean Maxi. And of course, and Ferrari, it's 3-all at the moment between Laggy and Dan Murphy. So Laggy and Dan Murphy are 3 apiece. So who's going to qualify who in the end of the session? This is going to be interesting as well. So yeah, that's some interesting stats there. But I must admit, remember that a lot of driver changes have happened throughout the season. So yeah, not necessarily direct teammates. So as coming down to the final corner, Dan Murphy does as we're just getting very wide down. He crosses the line. Dan Murphy goes into 5th position at the moment. He's 5th also in the championship as well. Here comes the French Grand Prix winner, Fireshot, as he comes across the line. And let's see, and it's I tell you what, he looked absolutely phenomenal. His strategy is perfect. He is 5th fast at the moment. Look how close it is. Then at the top, it's a 407, 408, 409. Farf, Wishbone, and Granty. Fantastic stuff. Nosey in a 5-0, 5-0 for Ryan, and also a 5.2 for Dan. That is fantastic. In the drop zone with just under a minute and a half to go, well, just over I should say. Mr. Elite is unfortunately going to be from the back of the grid, as is Maxi as well, 18th position. Crazy is at the moment in 17th position in the Red Bull, and also Sam is 16th at the moment. And it's quite a short lap, so you can at least leave it as late as possible. 600 of a second though separate Gunnar and Sam at the moment, so it's very, very close, isn't it, to who's going to get him through. Laggy thinks he's all right, to be honest, because I don't think he's coming back out. We've got Stringy back out there. We've got Nigel out there as well, of course, the season 1 champion, and we've got Exile out there as well. He's just trying to test the limits of the Toro Rosso at the moment. As I just said, he was 6/10 up before he abandoned his lap then. So but it's going to be very close, isn't it? Wishbone, I know you're out on track at the moment, but what do you reckon the cut-off time is around here at the moment? There,
I don't know.
At the moment,
I don't know.
At the moment, it's a 106.6 at the moment, but it's very close between Gunnar and Sam. But I think that was an unfair question, really, because the track evolution around here is absolutely phenomenal, isn't it? Because they're going to be like a 7. They're going to be a lot quicker, isn't it? How was the track evolution for you on that second run? How much did you improve by on that time?
Half a tenth. Wasn't too much.
It wasn't too much.
But, no. See, yeah, it's once you. It is a big thing, track evolution, though, because well, I wouldn't look into it too much in Q1 because say a lot of the drivers are doing high fuel runs and stuff like that. They're doing practice, but it would be looked into now in Q3. It is a big thing in the game. There's a good few tents to be made up. It's not a load of time like there is in real life, but there's at least a tenth and a half, I'd say.
And at the end of that qualifying session, it looks like they've done a Monza qualifying now, haven't they? Because they've all mistimed it really. Sam is out of qualifying, so is Hitman. Maxi and Mr. Elite are out as well, unfortunately. So Gunnar has made it through by the skin of his teeth in the McLaren. So well done to Gunnar, and of course Laggy. So Laggy's also through as well. So very hot times here in Austria as well. It's a brilliant location for the race out here. It really is, and hopefully, and we're going to go into Q2 in a minute. This is where the strategy begins as well. As we're coming into all the drivers then, as we're just on board stringing in. Let's see what he can do. Look at that! The rear end is very loose at the end of the track. He's gone wide in turn 9. He comes across the line. What does he do? He's a 10th up there, so he's really getting himself up there as well. And Fisher goes up into third position at the moment. Remember, this is only Fisher's second race as well. He was on the front row, wasn't he, last week? Absolutely fantastic drive from. Absolutely fantastic qualifying from Fisher. So yeah, we're expecting big things from him. He did get caught up in the turn one fiasco. So yeah, we're hopefully can have a much cleaner race as well. So then out of qualifying is Sam in 16th position. Crazy Hitman is 17th. And unfortunately, Maxi and Mr. Elite were only good. Well, Mr. Elite didn't get a time in, and Maxi unfortunately threw it was in the hedge really before it even begun for him, which is unfortunate.
Oh, that was close.
It was very close indeed. Look at that, 1100, so a second between Wishbone and Farf.
The top 13 are within a second.
It's really good. It's really fantastic, isn't it? That so basically, if you sneeze at the wrong place, you're going to be out of qualifying, aren't you? Absolutely fantastic stuff as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's really good. As to be honest, I think I've missed out, but I think Sam did have a qualifying ban, which I probably should have looked at the parish notices really. Talking of which, Jonathan Cox also has a qualifying ban carried over here tonight because everyone forgot that he had a qualifying ban for France really. But I'm not sure if that's an advantage or not if you have a qualifying ban here in France. I probably would have said I'd rather took the qualifying ban in France really. That's just my general opinion. How easy is it to overtake on this track, Wishbone?
It's not really at all, especially if you're starting from the back. You'd be lucky to get no front wing damage, is honestly, because it can be a bit of carnage on the first lap if you're behind everyone since it's real heavy braking zones, everyone's braking really early, and if you're at the back, that's going to be horrible. So you're going to have to go right to a stop. And it's not nice to start from the back here. I'd have done it in France, but it's not up to me. But I know, was it Fart the other day, he started from the back in one of the races in this, and ended up second, so that was fair play to him. I think he's fairly strong at this track. He'd be one to look out for now, I'd say, in the race.
It definitely was actually. I think it was in the SNRS league actually last season in Austria. He was. I don't know what. I can't remember why I was doing qualified. I think it became a mess for him in qualifying. But my gosh, in the race he really made up for it as well. I think you finished first in that race, didn't you, Wishbone? It was a 1-2 for I can't remember. Was it for Williams?
1-2 for the Williams.
Yes.
Yeah.
So absolutely fantastic race, and because to be honest, unfortunately, we didn't see much of you really. You just wandered off into the distance. But I think Farf made up for it in fantastic style, brilliant stuff. From 20th on the grid to second, it really was an achievement. We're on board with Jonathan Cox at the moment. Of course, the British Italian. He's sporting his traditional red and green helmet as he comes over the crest of the hill. Then coming into turn 8 and 9. Then I tell you what, these corners, there used to be a big old gravel trap on the outside there. Michael Schumacher absolutely ripped off his front ring, didn't he, in the race one year? It was 98 actually. Jonathan Cox on lap then. So let's go around then a lap here of Austria. Then coming up to turn 1. Then it's just a look at that. There's a bit of an incline there. Oh, the back end trying to step out there. DRS strut available. You get a beep in the ear. Then coming up to the kink of turn 2, even though we're not calling it a turn 2. We're not calling it turn 2. Look where he brakes. He brakes just before the 100-meter board. Then look at and then accelerating from turn 2. Now you can see you got another DRS zone zone right in front of you, coming out to turn 3 now. As you can see, look at the scenery, absolutely amazing. Look, this is in the Spielberg area, brilliant stuff. You can see a lot of downhill braking here. You can really get flung off the track here if you make a mess of that. Now into, I tell you what, this second section is absolutely beautiful. Look at the flow in the corners here, Jonathan. There, you can see not running too wide, not running over the AstroTurf at all. We had a horrific crash here one year. I think it's Formula 3, the Euro Formula 3. A car went flying over the back of someone, and now as we come up to 8 and 9, these corners, this is all or nothing now for Jonathan. Look at that, launching it in there, brilliant stuff. Not taking too much of the AstroTurf, none of the AstroTurf actually, accelerating away again there. All four wheels in the course, and a 106 there. He's on the hard compound tyre, Jonathan is. We'll explain about the strategy in a minute, and Wishbone, who went into great details. Oh, Jonathan's actually invalidated his time there. Laggy Racer has done a 106.7 and 0, got a yellow flag floating around in 3. I'm hoping this someone is just getting out of the way. Jonathan's going for it again. We got Wishbone out on track as well. Exile coming into the final turn now. He's about to start his lap. He's on the medium compound tyre. We'll talk about strategy in a minute, because I quite like Wishbone's very open about his strategy, which makes me look like a clever clogs in the in the race. We got Silent Shift in there. It's just thrown his comments into the comment section. Fantastic stuff. It's great to have all your comments, and if you want to put your opinion in the chat, then we love opinions, don't we? As Emerson go very wide there, cut out the final corner. Is he going to be alright? He's fine. He's done a 0.63, and Silent is in the great racer. Wishbone is, even though he's one of my rivals, his driving style is so calm and composed compared to yours. And to be honest, that's a really good point actually. We'll talk on Wishbone's driving style in just a few moments, and how it differs to other people. Jonathan Cox has done a 0.66 there. Good stuff on the hard compound tyre there for Jonathan, fantastic stuff. Nosey is on the soft compound tyres at the moment, and I don't think that's his best effort at all. Wishbone coming, I've got Wishbone on the brain. Yeah, and Stringy coming across the line. He goes second fast at the moment on a 604. Yellow flags floating around somewhere. What's going on? Just taking a quick look out there. And XR, a much better second time now at 6.3. These are fast and furious times. Fantastic stuff. Fisher has just thrown his, just said it's a one stop. So Fisher has just said it's a one stop there. Granty, laughing at Mojo, and Granty saying 2 stops is quicker, Fisher. We've got all sorts going on in the comments. Absolutely love it. To be honest though, I'm not sure whether to believe you lot or not, because I think that you just lead me on. Anyway, we're just watching Exile now as he's just coming into the pits and going, yo, flags in 2 and 3, but it's just guys returning back to the pit, so there's no one in the hedge. Luckily enough, unfortunately, you've already lost 2 drivers, which is a bit of a shame, really. That is for both those drivers. As Knowles coming across the line, so he's improved his time to 0.84. I think Knowles is just trying to get a feel of track conditions out there. So Wishbone, what preferred strategy do you think is around here? Do you prefer a 1 stop or a 2 stop? To be honest, I think there's a lot of banter going on in the comment section, but what do you...
Last week, was it? Yeah, no, I didn't have a clue going into the race last week. I actually thought I was going to do a 2 stop, and then I realised in the race, no. But yeah, I got my game sound back now, so I'm able to talk to Jeff. But that's, yeah, so I'm going to start in the mediums, and then I'll either go into the softs or the hards.
Excellent stuff. So expect softs. Expect the softs to hards the mediums to. I've got myself all confused. Great stuff. It's a Sunday, isn't it? I've had a lot of excitement this weekend. Too much. So we're just watching Gunnar on track at the moment. He's on an outlet. We got Farf out there as well, and Nigel on a track as well at the moment. And it's I'm loving all these comments, guys. It's absolutely fantastic stuff. It's great to see. As we've got a couple of weather forecasters. Grills. Gronew's gone off. He's off the track. He's in the gravel. I love a good gravel trap, but I don't think Gunnar does at the moment. That's going to might affect his tires and stuff going into his fast lap. Let's go on board with Nigel then in the Alfa Romeo. Then he accelerates across the line, calls the Monaco winner a couple of races ago, isn't it? Car 36 Nigel is, as he's the defending champion. I feel that he might be disappointed with the start of this season so far, and I think he's invalidated his time straight away. It's very easy to invalidate your time on here, isn't it, Wishbone?
Yeah, it is, especially in that last sector. And the first turn as well is pretty hard. Not pretty hard, it's pretty easy to invalidate your lap. And the second sector as well, it's just you just have to be in the zone. That's all I have to be, and you just have to do your best, and you'll get rewarded, suppose.
In terms of the race, then you probably expect that a lot of people to have a lot of penalties and stuff. So how are you going to approach it? Are you going to go all guns blazing, or is it going to be more of a tactical or more tactful race in terms of just making sure that you're more steady rather than absolutely out and out pace and risking penalties?
Oh well, sure. There's people pushing, and I ain't gonna let them. Like, I'm not just depends. Like where I am in the race, I won't be like, sitting around. You know what I mean? So I will be pushing, but I won't be. I'll be trying not to get penalties whilst I'm doing it.
Just on board Gunnar then, of course, the Irishman coming across the final corner now. Let's see where he's going to put his McLaren. He has gone up into second position for Gunnar, and he's Gunnar had a fantastic qualifying, didn't he? I think it was in France or Canada. I think it was Canada actually. Unfortunately, all unravelled, didn't it, for him, which is a big blow for Gunnar. But yeah, he's I tell you what, when he wants to be, he is absolutely. He can fly. He can really fly around any circuit in the world, can he, Gunnar? And I feel that he's had a lot of bad luck in recent races, but he is definitely he needs a bit of momentum in this game, and then you'll just fly, won't you? Fly like a bird. We're on board Fisher at the moment as he's on the Mercedes and coming to the final couple of turns now. As we just asked, Grills asked, what's the weather like? And we got Silent going. It's dry, and it's also Jonathan Cox saying dry as well. And yeah, we didn't even touch on the weather actually. As Fisher goes fastest on an 0.56 there, and you can see he's adjusting the steering wheel settings already. Just he crosses the lap. Murphy goes second fastest on an 0.57 for Dan Murphy, flying the famous 14 in that Ferrari which was actually Fernando Alonso's number, wasn't it? I wonder if Ferrari might have Fernando Alonso's number on speed dial. Fire Shot has gone second fast at the moment in the McLaren, and I'm loving these times. It is very close at the moment. Farfare is just abandoning his time in the Red Bull. Silent Shifting's now going in. Fire Shot is retired from the session. Don't worry, he is still in this. He is in it to win it, I think, still in the final part of qualifying. As now then we're on board Silent Shifting then. As Grills, he says, I done hard to soft the other day. Mediums to hard seems better, or vice versa. As just on board then with Silent Shifting as he's coming out to the hairpin. Now we had an awful crash up there, didn't we, in the in Formula 1 back in 2002. I think it was it Takuma Sato? Oh no, I think it was Heupfeld that lost his spun, didn't he, coming up there, and he absolutely T-boned the Jordan of Takuma Sato. An awful crash that was. Really, it wasn't a nice crash at all. Of course, Austria 2002 is almost famous for the podium fiasco between Barrichello and Schumacher. Yeah, I must admit, you hear a lot of boos in F1 quite regularly now, but back then, 2002, there wasn't really much boos, was there? It was more there was a lot of cheering going on, but that day there was a lot of boos going around. So just on board Silent coming across the line, and he's done an 0.49 there. Of course, he likes the more softer of the compound range, doesn't he? Silent, didn't he? He did the same thing in France, didn't he, last week, and really come dividends there. Just on board with Grant at the moment. We've also got Fisher joining us in the party as well. We'll talk to Fisher as well about what he feels of the track, and of course Fisher is very tight-lipped on his strategy. We're just going to ride on board with Granty though. To finish off his lap, because he's coming into turn 8 now. He doesn't run too wide there, stays on the AstroTurf. Oh, did he cut the corner there? It is very close, but I think, will he get away with it? He's on the hard compound tyre, and he's gone 7th fastest in the Renault. Fantastic stuff. Fisher, welcome. How's it going? Yeah, not bad. Unfortunately, the weekend's over, but that's life. So we've been talking about strategy and things like that. But firstly, before we even touch on strategy, this racetrack, do you like it? I love it. Is it what do you like about it? Do you feel that it's just not, doesn't it suit your driving style?
It's like Canada.
Yeah, it's like Canada. You've got to get everything completely perfect, or else you'll just shed
And but we had an absolutely fantastic debut in France last week. Chance, unfortunately, you did there was a couple of incidents where you struggled on, but well, I wouldn't say you struggled on. You just kind of got caught up in it. What is your aspirations for this race? I know it sounds like you're not really looking forward to the race, but surely there's some major points on offer, though, isn't there, for you and your pace?
Hopefully. I mean, I had a good race yesterday on a different track, so I'm kind of looking forward to tonight and hopefully just kind of keep building on momentum at the minute, I guess.
And we'll come back to that in a minute because Nigel had a good old swapper on in turn 8 and 9 there. Fantastic recovery from Nigel, but unfortunately that's his lap ruined. He's going to have to go again. We've only got 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Laggy Racers out there at the moment. We've also got Knowlesy coming across the line. And Farf is also out there at the moment on the medium compound tyre as well. We've also got Fireshot in the chat as well. It's great to have all these high caliber drivers in here. To be honest, I'm a little nervous. Fireshot, fantastic race from you last weekend in France. Very well controlled. Talk us through your race.
What?
Like I said, you had a fantastic race in France. How was it from your perspective?
Hard.
Oh, I'll do it straight to the point. Fantastic. What about this race then? Do you like? Fisher's not keen on this track. What about you? Do you like this track?
Like it, but I'm gonna do a risk for strategy.
Ooh, do you want to let us in on the secret? Because I like a good secret.
Nah, I'd rather not tell with a wishbone and a Fisher here.
Soft to hard.
I also have little issues
you don't want to touch the hard tyre.
Run him an engine.
Soft, medium.
No.
Soft, medium. Nah, not that.
Soft, medium, soft.
I'm gonna do it very useful.
We're gonna find out. You can tell us. We'll find out anyhow.
Nosy comes across the line and he goes second at the moment in the Toro Rosso, so Nosy's done a very good job. And yeah, of course, at the moment you've got no engine setting at the moment. So how does that, as a amateur like myself, how does that affect your driving?
Braking and accelerating.
Oh, so that's excellent. I like your short answers. It feels like I'm talking to Kimi Räikkönen. Amazing stuff. And also, we just got a couple of comments then, just flying around at the moment. Yep, and Grant even said the same thing. Yeah, we got Kimi in the party. Anyway.
Hi, Grant. You suck. Not getting of you.
Oh, blimey. We've also got some fighting words as well. I tell you what, I think we're going to be banned after this. Anyway, just watching Nigel at the moment as he's flying around the circuit. And we'll come through the second section now. So in terms of your French Grand Prix win last week. Oh no! That's I think that was Wishbone. It's we're going into the pits in an unusual manner there. As Nigel is still invalidated this time. There's a lot of pressure going on now at the moment. Out of the drop zone is Exar, is Emerson, is Granty, who will not get through. Granty won't get through, and nor will Nigel.
What?
And also Stringy is on the cusp as well. So that is a big blow. We've lost two major rivals there. Gunnar's retired from the session. Exile's in the pits. He is out of qualifying as well. So Emerson and Stringy are and Emerson's out. Emerson is out of qualifying. Oh no! And there's a McLaren who's in the wall. That's Gunnar in the wall. So he's through, but he will not take part in qualifying. I think it's Gunnar as they're cutting through the final corner. Then what does Stringy do? Stringy coming across the line, and DR is available. And he's through.
I could be in fucking trouble.
And he's through, and I think and Laggy there is Laggy just about makes it through as well. Well done to the Ferrari drivers. Wow, what an end to qualifying. Gunnar is out of qualifying, so is Exar. Emerson is out of qualifying as well. We didn't see what happened to Emerson, but that's a big blow for Emerson, the championship leader. Granty Boy is out of qualifying as well, and Nigel, that is incredible. That is like I think that is about 3 of the top 6 in the championship. They're all out of qualifying. Wow, that's going to make for an exciting race there. Do you think that was just absolutely unreal? Got a couple of comments flying down there as well. So we got Laggy Racer. Is that WTH? I'm not sure what that means, to be honest. Abbreviations is not my thing. So into top 10 then we got Silent, we got Knowlesy, we got Fisher, Jonathan, Farf, Stringy, Ryan, Murphy, Wishbone, and Laggy. 2 Ferraris in the into the top 10. Fantastic stuff for them, and also 2 racing points as well. Well done to Stringy there. He's looking a strong driver, isn't he? In this series, looking forward to seeing what his progress could be as well. as we have also. Oh, Granny just said, "What the hell?" Excellent. Yeah, so well, that was an interesting end to qualify. Now, really, that just crept up on us. So in Q3, then Silent is through, Knowlesy is through as well. Both on the soft compound tires. Medium tires for Fisher, Jonathan, and Favre. Soft tires for Stringy. Medium tires for Ryan, for Dan, Wishbone, and soft tires for Laggy there. So we now go into Q3. Out of qualifying is Gooner, unlucky, just about. Look at that. Wow, that is so close. There's about 500ths of a second between Gooner making it through and not. Exile out as well. Emerson, the championship leader, is out. Granty as well, who is 4th in the championship, is out. And also we got Nigel out as well. Nigel just didn't, we was on board. Nigel just didn't get a lap in, did he? Wow. So qualifying, big scouts have been knocked out here in Austria. So look forward to the race then coming up in just about 20 minutes time, something like that. So yeah, brilliant. And we've also got, I think we had Granty just join the comms box now. Granty, what happened?
Many people changed their tyres, so I was actually a bit unfortunate, to be honest. My strategy is not going to work, but I'm going to get a fresh set of tyres, so just going to see what I can do.
I think we was talking to Wishbone earlier, your teammate. I must admit, that's a very strong team lineup as well. I think that you should be a very... Oh, Jonathan's retired from the session, but don't worry, that's just a qualifying ban. Yeah, and Wishbone was saying about it's very difficult to... Well, it's not difficult, but rather... It's very hard to overtake around here. What is your... how is your race going to pan out now you're starting 14th?
Just let everybody have it in that sort of area on turn 1, and then just try and make my way through nice and easy, because I don't think having wing damage start off on the first few laps won't help me at all. So yeah, just gonna take it nice and easy, just see how everything plans out, and just go from that, to be honest, because anything can happen on turn 1, turn 2.
It certainly can as well.
Sort of turn 2, but yeah.
Yeah, my argument is turn 2. Yeah, we're not MotoGP, so we're just watching. We're just watching Fireshot out on track at the moment in the McLaren. Of course, he won France last time out, and so surely he's got to be thinking about the race win today. Yeah, so that's really disappointing, though. That's really disappointing, I feel, for you to be out qualifying, not in the action for Q3. So. What is your race? What is the aim for race now? Is it points? Is it podiums? What can you do from there?
Definite points, to be honest. I mean, I think I'm starting 16th, so that's going to be a major ask to get podium. But there's a lot of guys on the soft tyres. Maybe the hards might hold out until they go pits, and I can get a bit of a stint on them. Could be anything, to be honest. I haven't even tried out this race for the 50%ers, so I wouldn't even know what the tyre stint is going to be like. So we just got to wait and see for this one. This is definitely questioning in my head as well. I'm really not too sure how this is going to plan out.
To be honest, that is absolutely new music to my ears from my point of view, because when you said you don't know, you've never done a 50% race on here, so you don't know strategy, that is going to cause absolute chaos, that is. So I'm loving that. And of course, you are one of the more experienced drivers, so yeah.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah. Alright, teammate.
Alright, you'll be grand in the race, don't worry. I'll see you at the podium at the end, right?
Yeah, I hope I'll see you there, mate.
I'm just watching.
No, we'll be grand. We'll be grand.
We're just watching Fireshot come
as
through
long as you don't
the
get wing
final
damage, you'll be sorted.
No, that's it, mate. That's what I'm hoping for. Well,
Yeah, just take it easy on lap 1 and then heavy braking zones. Because they will.
And the Fireshot is going fast at the moment.
Oh,
brilliant stuff. And as the 2-round judge had a bit of gossip there in the background, Fireshot has gone fast on a 5:01 at the moment. A 5:02 for Fisher at the moment in the Mercedes. We've got Murphy out there at the moment in the Ferrari. He's coming across now. Ooh, I'm loving the gold helmet there on Murphy. I think it's a tribute to my ginger. Anyway, coming through then, across the line. What does he do? Murphy comes across the line. He's done a 5 flat there. That's a good time indeed from Murphy. I wonder, though, is the track evolution is really starting to ramp up now, isn't it? We've got Silent Shift now there. We've got Wishbone out there as well. And what does Wishbone do as he comes across the line? A lot of curve there on the inside, but he looks good. It looks good. That's it. It's fantastic. It's on pole position on a full 4.6 there for Wishbone. Fantastic from the Renault driver. Brilliant stuff. Laggy's out there at the moment. Silent is abandoning his time at the moment. And wow, an absolutely fantastic lap, Wishbone. Could you talk us through that? I bet that was an adrenaline rush, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was grand. It started out a bit banter the first two seconds. Just there laughing away. It was grand.
So you feel there's more time in the bag then, do you, or is it just kind of like in the zone?
No, I reckon that's it. I don't think I'll beat that.
Wow, to be honest, I think I'm absolutely blown away by that. 104.6, that is absolutely mega. What about Laggy Racer coming across the line? He's in Q3, doing a very good job at the moment. He's done 0.55 at the moment. Laggy Racer has, of course, car 40. Last weekend in France was the first time he retired from an ALR race, so his consistency has paid off in the past. So very good stuff from Laggy Racer. So he's hoping for more of the same come the race. In just a few moments' time, we've got the yellow flags flying out there at the moment. Farf is just preparing his lap, and so is Nosey as well. Stringy's out there as well at the moment. Then, Granty, unfortunately you're not in qualifying, but what is your prediction then for pole position? I think Wishbone might have made the decision for you though. But do you reckon that time's beatable?
To be fair, I'll be looking out for Fisher's Farf. I mean, silent shifting might get a sniffing as well. To be honest, I mean Murphy. I don't know. There's a few TT times that I've seen, and obviously it is a definite difference when you actually do it on the racetrack. So I don't know. We'll wait and see. Wishbone's definitely going to be up there. I'm gonna go Wishbone. Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna go Wishbone, Fishers, and Murphy. I think. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant! Not on the fence at all. I'm loving that. I'm not going to predict anything because I'm usually wrong. And secondly, it all goes pear-shaped as well when I do that. Mark, of course, Grillsy has just said, at least you have fresh tyres, Grant. You can make any strategy work. Jonathan Cox there has just said, go on, Dan Murphy. And Fisher says he thought he'd just try used tyres. So well, if that's used tyres, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're like fresh out of the blankets. Far from the lap now at the moment, of course, sporting the pink and white helmet there. Fantastic and fantastic from Farfrae. Coming through the final couple of corners now into turn 8, turn 9. How's he doing it? He's done a very good job there. On board with him. Oh, that is judged perfection. Comes on DRS now. What's he going to do? It's not close. It's close, but not close enough. It's an 0.47 there from Farf. Wow, nice. It's game on. Brilliant stuff. What can Nosey do? Nosey's coming across the line now in the Toro Rosso. He's second in the championship mode. DRS available. What's he doing? He's done an 0.5 flat. He's third at the moment. 100 for a second between himself and Murphy. This is squeaky bum time. Fantastic. Stringy there at the moment. I think he's just getting himself sorted. Sorry, that's a football reference. That is. I'm all over the place. So Stringy there is just getting himself prepared in the racing point. And also, and Grillsy has actually thrown his hat in the ring, and he's reckoned silent shifting for my pole position. I'm loving it. Great stuff, guys.
Oh, nice.
So
nice.
we now got 5 minutes to go. Then Stringy there is about to start a lap now. Then, so I think he invalidated this one on board. Then with Stringy as he comes to turn 1. And in terms of the ERS deployment around here, is this quite a hungry track for ERS? I mean, in France you have to be very careful, but this is a short track, so surely you don't have to worry about it, do you?
You would think so, but the long straights chew it up.
Oh, so do you, what do you have to do? Do you have to do you adjust the settings then? Do you when you're on a fast lap? So you don't just leave it in hot lapping, hope for the best.
Well, I'm open telling you about my strategy, but I won't be going that far now. Telling you that. You can look on the stream if you want, but it's
to us, that's what I do. I actually watch every stream back.
I do manage it. Yeah. I'll keep it under control.
We're on board Stringy then as he goes very wide there out of turn 7 there, but he just about keeps it in the track limits. I think his fuel light is flashing up for Stringy. What's he going to do in his second ALR race? He is in Q3 once again. He is looking for. Oh, he's got wide. Is that going to cost him? We're on board. He's got up to 7 positions, so just within track limits there. So I wonder if Stringy might want to go again though, because I feel that the preparation on that wasn't ideal. Silent shifting is out of the pits now. He is just getting his tire to run. Remember, he's on the soft compound tires for the race. It's a bit of a long drag down to turn 1, but I think turn 2 is where the action is going to really take place. We've also got Nathan Hughes, squeaky bum time. Yeah, sorry about that. That was really not played too much FIFA in the past week or so. Also we got Grillsy. I want Farf to get pole position, but Shifty's done an 0.4.9 in Q2, so he's got the pace. That's definitely right. Bang on there from Grillsy. On board then with silent shifting going into turn 1 now. Then so he's started his lap now. As now he's coming down the back straight at the moment. This is really good stuff. Even the drivers in the comments box is getting excited. That's what we love to see. As we're just now 3 minutes to go. A lot of drivers are still in the pits mode. It is a short lap, remember, but of course it's a short lap. There's also going to be traffic as well. Don't think it's going to be a replay of Monza yesterday, but well, we hope not anyway. I think that was quite pathetic, really, wasn't it? Entertaining but pathetic.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't mind that.
Well, yeah,
Don't
definitely.
anyone else.
We've got 2 and 3/4 minutes to go. Of course, Jonathan Cox unfortunately will not be in the battle, but he is in Q3. Unfortunately, he's been a naughty boy and has to. He's got a Q3 ban there. I think it was for his collision on Gutner in Canada. A very difficult day there from. So Laggy Race has left the session there, so hopefully he can get back in soon, because he's in a very strong 8th position at the moment, and really that might deny him a chance to go out there and maybe get himself up a few more positions. Silent goes third at the moment. He's done 04.8, 04.6, 04.7, 04.8, 04.9 and 5. That is immense stuff. Yes, it's a very short track, but blimey, it's a whisker, isn't it? It's if you line them up together, it literally you won't even see the gaps. It's up that close indeed. Fire Shot is out there early on. He's right on it. 300 to a second at the moment, coming into turn 2. Then car 22. Fire Shot is carrying the number of Jensen Button. I don't think he's a Button fan though. He's coming down the back straight now into turn 2 and 3. Then he is 7th at the moment. He might be disappointed at that Fire Shot then. Coming down to turn 3, a very off-camera corner turn 3. It's very very difficult. You've got a yellow flag out there in 2. I think it's just people getting out of the way at the moment. As Laggy Racer is inviting back. He's lost oh, he's back in. Excellent stuff. A Fire Shot's gone very wide out of turn 5 then, and where is he? There he is. He's coming through 6 and 7. Oh, that's a very scrappy lap in the middle sector there. He might have lost. He's abandoned his time there, but he's got enough time to have another crack there. As you can see, the weather out here is absolutely fantastic today, isn't it? On board Murphy, then he's just about to start that. Fisher's on that lap as well. Silent shifting, I think it's just harvesting. So Fire Shot is coming into the pit, so that's him done. So Fire Shot is only going to be 7th at least on the grid. Murphy is also just trying to get himself in the zone as well. So there's a lot of games out there at the moment, isn't there? I'm expecting a couple of guys to go off and have a crack, but yeah, they're just kind of waiting to see what each other do. Emerson's left the session. The championship leader has left the session, and hopefully, well, I think there's a lot of oh no's, but I'm wondering if some people won't be happy about that. And so they're coming down the back straight. And no, oh, I'm cruel. Hopefully Emerson gets back in the session. Remember, he's got a very hard race ahead of him, hasn't he? He's only down in 12th position at the moment. Emerson is. He had a fantastic fight with Wishbone, didn't he? Last race, absolutely high. That was absolutely fantastic, wasn't it? Great stuff between both those drivers. Big respect to him. Nosy is 3/10 quicker. He's coming up to the final sector now. As we've also Silence has gone purple second sector there, but he's in the pit, so I think that might be it though for Silence. So he ain't gonna get on pole position. But what about Nosy? Comes up through the final corner now, goes wide. DRS enabled. Deployment is still there. He's doing it. 4-4. He's fourth, and I think that's it for Silence. 5 goes fastest, an 04.5. Wow, fantastic stuff. Wishbone is on the lap. Fisher, I think, has had to abandon, so he's only 5th at the moment. Murphy is also on the lap at the moment. What about Stringy? Stringy's in the middle sector at the moment. As Wishbone's also in the middle sector as well. We'll keep on board with Stringy at the moment. He is the closest man to the line then in the second sector at the moment. Then he is. I think that he's a 10th up in the second sector. That will get him in front of Fire Shot. Oh, might get him in front of Murphy as well. But remember, Murphy's on the lap at the moment. As we're coming into the final couple of corners at the moment. This is going to be very tasty indeed. Oh, going very wide there. Emerson's back in the session as Street comes across the line. This is the final corner, and what does he do? And he goes 6th fastest. And what about Wishbone? Wishbone goes pole position. Wow, there's a pole position there for the Renault driver. Car 19, fantastic. Murphy comes across the line, and where does Murphy go? Murphy goes 6th. Wishbone is on pole position for his first ever ALR. Well, his first ever ALR pole position. Fantastic stuff. Wow, absolutely mega stuff from Wishbone. Wishbone, how is your thoughts? 700 a second between yourself and Farf. This is going to be very crunchy indeed, isn't it? Wishbone, first reactions there. How was that?
That was tough, alright. Good lord. That was some lap like that. I was in the middle of my lap when I seen him set that. I was like, oh no, it's done. And then just in the zone. Then for the rest of the lap, made some time back on the mistakes I made in the first run. But I was too intense to go up in the last corner, and I hit that big orange curb at the last corner there, so it was grand. I didn't lose too much time, and we stuck it on pole, and hopefully now we can go and take home the win.
Finish off the job, so to speak, isn't it? Fantastic for joining. Fantastic for everyone that's joined us in the commentary box for the qualifying session. Great in-depth and knowledge from all those guys in there, and really looking forward to seeing. Really looking forward to see how you guys do in the race. And absolutely good luck to both Renault drivers. Mate. It's gonna be very much mega stuff as well. And yeah, thanks Granty. Thanks Wishbone. Thanks Fisher. Thanks everyone else who's been in here as well. Sorry if I've forgotten. Yeah. Anyway, let's go for it. This is going to be very interesting stuff. See you in a bit, mate. Good luck for the race. As Nigel just said, this is going to be a very it's going to be a very hard race. Of course, remember Nigel, of course, the first ever ALR champion, isn't he? And also Fireshot was in as well. Sorry, Fireshot. He was also in the chat as well. As we're now got 20 drivers on the grid for this what is going to be an absolutely thrilling race, isn't it? It's great that all you joined us today as well. As we got 14 viewers. Fantastic stuff. To be honest, I'm getting a bit nervous now. So many people are watching us. It's great stuff to see. And now they're going up. Then they're now starting a lap now. And there's Nigel just said there's rain in the race. So we got a bit of rain in the race, and we've also got 36 laps around here as well. So the beautiful sky that was qualifying is kind of got a bit moody. Anyway, let's go through the grid then, shall we, for the race, which is going to be fantastic. 20 drivers are on the grid. On pole position is Wishbone. His first ever ALR pole position. You remember, he's been on the podium in his 2 races that he's drove for ALR so far. So looking good in the career, isn't he? Farf, the former championship leader up until Canada, is second at the moment. Can he reclaim the championship back? At the moment, he is. Let me get my maths. He is at 26 points behind, so he needs to win and fast as that to get himself back in the front. Silent, that's without Emerson scoring. Silent is on the soft combine tires. Watch him go. Nosy, who is second in the championship at the moment, is on the soft as well. Fisher is at 5th on the soft, on the medium compound tire. As it's very gloomy, isn't it? We've also got Dan Murphy in 6th on the medium as well. Stringy on the soft 7th. Fireshot is 8th medium. 9th is Laggy Racer. He's back in this. Unfortunately, only had 1 running qualifying. 10th position is Jonathan Cox. He's on the medium tire. Gunnar 11th. 12th position is Exile medium. 13th is Emerson, the championship leader, down in 13th, and he's ghosting at the moment. Emerson, hopefully, can he get back in? 14th position is Grant. He's on the hard compound tire. He likes to go for the alternative strategy. Don't need the Renault driver. Nigel is in. He's in a Mercedes at the moment. Nigel's 15th. Sam is 16th. He's ghosted at the moment. Crazy Hitman is 17th. Maxi down in 18th. Unfortunately, his qualifying ended. Same with Mr. Elite 19th. We got a lot of ghosting cars out there at the moment, and Dan is in 20th position. We have 20 drivers on the grid. I've completely forgotten what I'm doing. There we go. Position change. Right, here we go then. This is going to be an absolutely absorbing race, isn't it? Here we go then. Austria season 2 for ALR, sponsored by My World. I don't really know what My World is. As now we've got 5 sets of lights. Come on, when they will go out, we'll be racing in Austria, and we are. Go! And as Luke sees, it's a very good start from Wishbone. He's done a good job to command him. And look at Nosy all the way up the inside. And look, as we go to turn 1, and they're very well behaved at the moment. There's a couple of nudging. Oh no, there's a Fisher off. Fisher's gone off again. He's off the ground here. That's a big old clout there. Fisher, 2 races in a row where he's unfortunately been involved in accidents, and that's a big blow for Fisher. He's gonna have to and Grant, he's also dropping down the other side. Look, there's Chaos. That's a McLaren for Ferrari. For Fireshot, it's gone a bit wide as well. As Dan is up in the 6th position. Fantastic stuff. Fisher's all the way down. As at the moment then Wishbone is leading then. Great stuff at the moment then. Farfish dropped down 2 positions. As it's all Chaos at the back there. Fisher's damaged his car, and he's gonna have to come in the pits. Oh, he's going on the inside. Oh my gosh. Nosy is as he's dived on the inside. I thought I said a bit of debris come off there, but that's a great move from Nosy, and he is now leading the race. Wishbone's dropped down the second round. Yellow flag in 2 and 3. What's going on 2 and 3? As on board then with Max at the moment, who is unfortunately didn't do much in qualifying. Murphy's dropping down. I think Murphy's had a problem as well. There's Chaos everywhere at the moment, and that's a Red Bull on the lunge as well. As they're coming into the final corner to complete lap 1, and whoa, that's a Haas there of Dan now diving at the inside of Gunnar, and unfortunately Fisher's going to have to come in the pits. That one completely. Look at the gap there. It's a 9/10 of a second so far between Nosy, who's had a fantastic start. He has never won a race so far, but he is in prime condition, position at the moment, condition and position as well. He leads. You know, Wishbone is second. Third position is Far. Fourth position is Silent. He's dropped down to fourth at the moment. Laggy is in fifth position. Sixth position is Stringy, but Emerson is up in seventh already. Emerson's up seventh. He's made up 6 positions so far in the opening lap, and he's on board of him then as he's coming down into turn 3. Stringy's got the high ground at the moment. 7th position is Jonathan. Good stuff from Jonathan, up 2 positions. Elite up 10 positions. Mr. Elite is absolutely flying out there. XR 10th, Nigel's in 11th position, and Farfin, Wishbone, oh, and there's someone off the grass as well. Nosy has got a 1.3 second lead at the moment. Look at this then, look at this, that's Farfin up in the second, Wishbone's dropped down the third at the moment, and there's a bit of a queue form beyond the Renault driver at the moment, and look, he's going to go on the inside, he's on the inside, into turn 3 as he's gone wide, and they're now coming into, whoa, that's a big clout. It was Laggy Racer who's gone into Wishbone, and Wishbone, I think he's back on the track as he damaged his car, and that was a big old clout there. DRS has been enabled then after lap, of course it's enabled after lap 3, as wow, is that we're on lap 3 already, is that Wishbone's damaged his car, as we got a bit of sunshine out there as well, as now Wishbone then, I think him and Laggy clouted each, I think the Laggy went to the back of went to the back there. Laggy Racer's doing a good job there. He's defending for his worth. He's up 5 positions from the start of the race at the moment. And look at this, Emerson's going on the inside. Emerson's, oh, that's a big old swat there, but he's going down the inside. Emerson's down the inside. He's through. He's damaged his front wing now. He's damaged his front wing, and now we're on board street. He's going to go back up. He's going on the outside of turn 4. Not quite, but Laggy Racer's back on the inside at the moment. Yellow flag in 2, and oh my gosh! And Emerson's got a 5-second penalty for getting on the grid. And there's one. I don't know who that was going wide either. And now it's going to go on the inside. Then at the moment there's a Ferrari and Laggy Racer, and he's down to 5th moment. Emerson there is 3rd. As I think the Wishbone's out for coming in the pits because he's got damage. The pole sitter has got damage, and look at this. And there's the 2 racing points are all over the back of the Ferrari. As we go into complete lap 4, Laggy Racer is having a look again, but closes the door. Emerson does. He's got damage to his front wing, hasn't he? As I'm not sure where. We got 20 drivers out there at the moment. Unfortunately, Wishbone's in the pits, so I think him and Laggy Racer come together. Laggy Racer's on a lunge. He's on a good old lunge there, and he's through it up in the 4th, and he's up in the 4th position now. What's going on behind there? We've got a Toro Rosso of Exile there, all over the back door. We've got Nigel in the background in 9th position. He's being challenged by Far Shots of Silent Shifting. Is now Farford's back on the 2nd at the moment. Silent Shifting, it's got the Renault on him at the moment. Emerson's also dropping down now, and dropping down the order at the moment. There's Stringy is through and up into he's up into 4th or 5th position, I think, but he's gone wide. Excuse me. Fast and furious stuff so far already in this race. Wow, it's been a frantic 4 laps. And you can see we're on board then with Exilers. Once again, these guys are coming over the crest of the hill then. And here we go into turn 8. And a damaged front wing there from String at the moment. Jonathan Cox is just started by it. We've got a lot of damaged cars out there at the moment, haven't we? As we come through the complete lap 4 on lap 5 out of 36. We've still got 20 cars out there. Jonathan Cox is going for it into turn 1. He's going on his teammate. Now what does he do? Look, Nigel's on the outside as they come across. Look, there's a McLaren. There's Fire Shot coming through as well. And we've got Granty Boy in the mix as well. This is great racing. And look, four abreast going up into turn 2. And on board John for that. There's a McLaren on the outside. And he's going to get squeezed out there. He does get squeezed out. And Fire Shot's going to drop down to 10th position, maybe even 11th at the moment. As Granty has now got the inside into turn 4. As whoa, my gosh, and Silent Shifting is back up in the 2nd at the moment, back on board with Grant at the moment. Oh, very loose end there from Fire Shot at the moment. Absolute, and we've got a lot of damaged cars out there. I think it's been it's a very narrowed old school track, isn't it? This is so yeah, you would expect well, a bit of contact, but wow, there's a lot of rubbing, and Nigel there almost losing the car, but he caught the back end nicely at the moment there. There's, let's just take a quick look at the tyre strategy at the moment. So Mr. Elite's on the soft compound tyres. Hard compound tyres for Fisher and Wishbone. Don't count them too out yet. They've got very quick pace. Stringy's gone a bit over the run. So Exile set the fastest lap of the race. He is up in the 5th position there. Exile is doing a good job. Nosy has got a 3-second lead out in front. Brilliant stuff. I saw Chaos is on behind, and Nosy is looking very good as well. I think Nosy's not feeling too well today, but he's doing an absolutely beautiful bit of driving there from Nosy. And now Stringy there is on the inside. But Nigel's on the outside. Nigel's gone on the outside of him. Brilliant. Good stuff there. from Nigel, and he is now up into 6th position. We've got Granty there. Look at this. Look at this. We got all sorts of Farfin silent shift from the balance 2 for now, but we're going to keep it on this ball here because Fire Shot is at Jonathan Cox. I think is the cork in the ball, and Granty going on the inside. And wow, great racing. How did they not? Punt each other off? It's absolutely brilliant stuff. As Jonathan, we got all sorts going on. We got yellow flag. Is what's happened? Oh no, Fire Shot is gone. Fire Shot in the McLaren, and he is out of the Australian Grand Prix, and that's it for Fire Shot. So he is gone. He is unfortunately out, and this has been absolute chaos, hasn't it? And Jonathan, no, my gosh, Silent Shifter has dropped down. Silent Shifter, oh, he's had a problem. Silent Shifter's had a problem. We're on board with him. I'm not sure what's happened to Silent Shifting, but he's trying to get back on the track. Oh my gosh, that's a dangerous area to be in. Murphy's in the pits. And all sorts going on. Jonathan's in the pits as well there. There's Gunnar's back up to 10th. And wow. And we've got the debutante down at Lieutenant, who's up into 7th, 9th position. Of course, last minute standing. I think he's on the default setup, so he's done a fantastic job, hasn't he? And to get himself on the 7th position there, down as. There's Stringy still got Darren Emerson's doing a good job, wasn't he? But look at this, and Laggy and XR, and Laggy there is up in the 3rd position. He is fighting for his life as they put that podium position, but XR's down the inside. He is through, and there's Emerson going to get through as well. Then we're on board then with the, oh no, that's not good at all, and that's a big blow there. And oh my gosh, Emerson someone to get out of the way there, but Laggy just closed the door on Emerson, and that is. And unfortunately for Emerson, and Fire Shot is back in the race. So Fire Shot is back in the race, but unfortunately that is going to cost him a major amount of time now. As a laggy racer, as he got damage on that Ferrari. I think he's carrying on at the moment, but yeah, I think he just shut the door there, didn't he? Nigel's up in the 5th. Nigel's up in the 5th. Wow! I tell you what, we've had 2 really good last races, haven't we? It's been chaos everywhere. Maxie's down in the 12th position. Got yellow flag in 3. What's going on in 3 at the moment? Just take a quick look around. As Fire Shot is back in, but is he going to be able to yeah. Oh, we got so Emerson, the championship leaders, in the pits today at the moment as it stands. He will still be in the championship. He will still be in the lead of the championship, but he's having the last 2 races. He's been commanding, hasn't he, up until the last 2 races, and the Heart Strike coming out the pits now. Jonford is also coming through as well, but Wishbone's now up to 11th position. Fisher is now in 16th position. So remember, the guys that had a couple of issues at the beginning is now starting to confirm. What about Crazy Hitman? He is in 10th position, doing a good job there to get to stay away from the chaos there. As he's in 10th position. Gunnar is in 8th. The debutant Dan there is caught up to the back here. Nigel is leading this trio. Nigel's up in the 4th now, so Nigel is now in the 4th. Knows he's got a 5-second lead over Far for the moment. XR is in 3rd position at the moment. They've got Nigel in 4th, and Granty is now all over the back. Remember, Granty was out of Q2, but he is now up into 6th position, and he is removed all the chaos. Remember, we are expecting rain. The drivers are expecting rain later on in this race at the moment. Lap 9 of this race. Yeah, let's quickly, whilst it's calming down a bit, well, I hope it's calming down a bit, because they've gone at 100 miles an hour, well, literally and figuratively, but no, we'll talk about that in a minute, because Laggy Racer there is defending once again. He's on the inside here, he's breaking late, but Grant's gone on the outside. Grant's on the outside, fantastic stuff, on board with Lieutenant here. He is, yellow flying free, and I think it's Emerson, is it? It's Emerson. Yeah, I think it is. Anyway, we'll come back to that a bit, because now, Maxie's up into 8th position, so he's by Gunnar as well. Now Laggy then is dropping down, and here comes Lieutenant, the debutant. Fantastic driving from Lieutenant. He was on the back of the grid. He was in 20th position, default setup. Is he gone into the back of Laggy? I think he might have gone to the back of Laggy there, and he might have damaged his front wing on the medium compound tyre as well. He is so the soft tyre is going very long at the moment. Knows he's done 10 laps on the soft. He's going to go on the outside. He's gone on the outside. Fantastic. Is he? Where is he? Oh no! And Laggy there. I think he should have given out the position there for Laggy, but he is now in the track. Oh my gosh! And oh good. And the Williams somehow gets out of the way. Oh. Anyway, lap 10, and oh my gosh, you can see now Gunnar's up. Oh no, that's a red ball into the back of Max's way. He's damaged his front wing, and oh my gosh, absolutely fantastic stuff out there. There's Dan Murphy's all over the back of Fisher at the moment. There's a lot of hard luck stories out there, but incredibly enough, There is no retirement so far. I think hopefully Fireshot will get back in his car soon. Emerson is in 18th position. It's been a bit of a messy race so far, hasn't it? But look, Fisher's hanging on the outside at the moment. Fisher, unfortunately, once again, 2 weeks in a row was involved in the first lap incident, but hopefully again, Fireshot is back in the race. Fireshot is back in the race and is in 20th position of McLaren. Dan Murphy parks his car there, beautifully done. So he is now up into 15th position. Look at the names. You've got Fireshot 20th, Mr. Elite 19th, Emerson, Simon Shifton, Fisher, Dan Murphy, Stringy, Jonathan Cox, Wishbone, all out of the points moment. Sam has done a great job. He is in 11th position. Remember, he is very new to league racing, and I think that he's had 3 very difficult races so far. Gunner's facing the wrong way, and oh my gosh, and that's a Ferrari in the pits of Laggy. Gunner is facing the wrong way, and hopefully hasn't damaged his car. No, he hasn't. Sam is in 9th position at the moment in the Mercedes. Fantastic stuff. Nigel's dropping down to 5th, and he's going to have to come back out. I wanted the soft tires have done that. Granty is up into 4th position, and is Nigel going to come back out and coming down the hill into turn 3? On board with him at the moment. No, Granty has done that place. He is through and up into 5th position. Lieutenant is up into 6th. Maxi 7th. Crazy Hitman is 8th. Sam doing a good job in 9th position. Wishbone is 11th position. We got a battling Williams there as a Laggy Racer is out in 17th position now. As we got Emerson and Laggy Racer. I think this might be round 2 at the moment. As wow, they've all spread out, and I think that might be a good thing for the minute, because we can actually take stock of what's gone in this race so far. So at lap 12, Nosey's on a fantastic race at the moment. Got Yo flying free. What's going on at 3? It's Maxi! Maxi is off the track. I'm not sure I'm the Maxi, but he's off the track as well. He's recovering. And Gunner's going through and up to 9th position. Wishbone is also coming through in 10th. I think Wishbone is the highest man that is pitted so far. And he's damaged his front wing, Max has, so he'll be in the pits. Well, look at that. That's a lot of end plate gone. Crazy Hitman's in the pits as well. Sam is up in the 6th position. Sam is doing a fantastic job. Remember, he hasn't done much racing before, has he? He's very new to league racing scene, but he's doing a fantastic job today. Absolutely big props. Gunnar is doing a fantastic job using his experience. Opposite end of the spectrum, Sam and Gunnar. But they're both doing fantastic jobs, and Gunnar is staying out of trouble, and so is Sam. Gunnar using experience, and Sam doing a fantastic job using very much being very instinctive about his racing, isn't he? Nosey 4.2 seconds in front. XR is up in the 3rd. Fantastic stuff. Tor also are looking very strong at this stage, isn't it? They can extend their lead in the constructors. Granty is now in 4th position. Nigel 5th. 6th is Sam. 7th is Gunnar. Great stuff. Wishbone is 8th at the moment. Wishbone is 8th at the moment, and he is the first of the guys that have stopped. Jonathan Cox is 9th, Stringy in 10th. Dan Lieutenant is 11th position. 12th position is Murphy. We got Fisher, who's recovering in 13th position. Emerson, who's recovering in 14th position. Laggy in 15th. Hitman is in 16th position. Mr. Elite is 17th. 18th is Silent Shifting. 19th is Fireshot. I think he's back in his car because he's got the fast lap. And Maxi is in 20th at the moment. Wow. We got Yo flying free. Why is that? Silent Shifting's off the track. Silent is off the track in the Williams, and he's the first one out of the Austrian Grand Prix, and that's a big blow for Silent then. And that's such a shame now for Silent, and I'm hoping his car get off the track soon, because this is going to cause all sorts of issues. We're on board with Nosey then, and look, it's a side shift there. The car just hopefully getting out of the way. Farf is 2nd at the moment. We got a good old battle between the two Dans, isn't it? Dan and Dan, they're fighting away up into turn 3, and the red Dan is in front of the gold Dan at the moment. But you can see Lieutenant there really not laying down there, is he? Wow. Farf's got a 3-second penalty. Remember, penalties could be a big factor, as Wishbone was saying earlier on. Wishbone is now in the facility of Gunnar at the moment, in the battle for 6th and 7th at the moment. Silent Shifting has left the session, and he is out of the Austrian Grand Prix at the moment. That's a major blow, isn't it, for Silent Shifting at the moment. as Grillsy has said that the sorry Grillsy, I've only just seen your comments. Oh, we got a yellow flying one. I'm hoping that's not too major, but we're on board with Wishbone, and he's got, remember, he was the pole sitter. He's on the outside, he is through and in front of Gunnar. Gunnar there just is doing a good job there. He's done 13 laps on those tires at the moment. I think he's still got a good old gap there. Dan are fighting again, and now Lieutenant is back. Where is he? No, it's Stringy. It's Stringy and Dan. So Stringy is in 10th position at the moment, and really having a good old scrap at the moment between for the final points of the for the final point then of the race so far. This would not be. I think that's not how the results are going to change at all, though, are they? It's been a very, very entertaining race. Nozi's in the pits, and the race leader is in the pits, and what tire is he going to go on? We're on lap 15. We're coming to half distance. Is he going to go to the hard tire or the medium tire? He's on the medium tire, so yes. So Nozi's gone soft to medium. We've got a yellow flag for it. That's Jonathan. Jonathan Cox has gone back. Oh my gosh. That is an awful smash. Dan is out. Murphy's out, but what about Jonathan? Jonathan is still in this race, but the two Dans have gone into Jonathan Cox, and he's done a Vettel, I think, unfortunately for Jonathan. He's come on the track without looking, and that, unfortunately, I think that's going to be a very, very heavy price that Jonathan's going to have to pay. I think that yeah, he's done a Vettel there. I think it was Vettel got the heaviest penalty there, didn't he, in the Formula 1? But I think that Jonathan, I think he was just frustrated, wasn't he? Oh, that's Sam. Sam is off the track as well. And where is it? That's in turn 2, I think. Sam is off the track. Dan has left the session. Unfortunately, he was on a fantastic race up until that point. And Sam is just doing a very good job to get back on the track there. Well done. Oh, and now we got Mr. Elite in a fire shot. Oh my gosh! And somehow they do not hit Sam. And they go wheel to wheel down at the turn 3 now. And now as a fire shot in Mr. Elite. And now Sam right off the track in the background for the Mercedes in at the moment. And we got a yellow flag into, I think it is Sam. It is for Sam. Nigel is in the pits as well. Nosey is in 4th position. Farf leads. 2nd is Exile. 3rd is Granty. 4th is Nosey. Nigel's in 5th position at the moment. We've got 6th for Wishbone. He is back up in the 5th now. Stringy is 7th. Gunnar 8th. Fisher is in 9th position. 10th is Emerson back in the points. 11th position is like this is a good day for major points, isn't it, for the midfield runners? As we have lost Silent, we've lost Dan, and we've lost Dan there. Big. I think the two Dans was just unfortunate. That was, wasn't it? As Jonathan come back on the track and didn't see where he was going there. So I think that was a lot of frustration in Murph. As Mr. Elite there are just getting a lot of oversteer at the moment. So, this has been an absolutely fantastic race at the moment. And of course, are we still? Well, I've read that it might be rain. Oh, but the Elite there went too tight into the final turn there, and I think he hit the sausage curb, and that has let Granty go up into 2nd position. He's done a fantastic race from 14th on the grid to 2nd. Brilliant stuff there from Granty, it really is. And if I sound out of breath, I am, because this has been action for 17 laps. Has been action, and now Exile's back up the inside as well. So it's Granty, but Granty there parks in an absolutely cracking position there, and he is now back up into 2nd position at the moment. Brilliant stuff there from Granty then. Of course, he was on the man. They started on the hard compound tire, I believe. Fisher's also doing the hard compound tire as well. We think the Fisher might have to come in the pits again, but he's showing some real pace at the moment, isn't he? Of course, he's standing for Boden, who's on a I think it's I think I can't remember what it's called now. I think it's it's one of those sports where it's all combined, I think. And there's I think that's Jonathan Cox there in the foreground, who's just being lapped at the moment. So Silent Shifter unfortunately retired just here. He went into the gravel and went off, but the two Dans there went into the side of Jonathan. Jonathan's car must be made of the strongest carbon fibre known to man, because how his car didn't disintegrate there is just beyond words, isn't it? But look at this crazy hitman that's now going to have to. He's coming under threat then from Fireshot, and now Fireshot is through and up into 11th position. Fireshot, remember, he won the last race. We got rain, I think. Have we got rain? Yes, we got rain. So we got rain as well then, and now this is going to really throw a spanner in the works then. How much is going to rain? This is going to advantage Farf and Granty, and Exile's on. Nosey is going to be disappointed with this, isn't he? As he has now lost. It's just really unfortunate circumstances, really, isn't it? Sam is still there on the soft commentary. He's done very well, Sam. That's 16 laps. This is a lot of rain early on as that laggy's in the pits. This is a lot of rain. This is going to be a heavy downpour, isn't it? So we got Jonathan Cox there and Sam there going side by side. at the moment. This rain might it's definitely throwing a spanner in the works, hasn't it? And that is an awful lot of rain. It's only just started on this lap, so this is going to be a huge downpour. Laggy's on the inters already. I think that might be a bit too early, and I don't think it's wet enough for the intermediate tires out there just yet, is it? Is it yellow flagging free? What's going on in free? I think it's Sam just trying to come in the pits as well. He's got issues. And Laggy's on the medium tires. He is not on the inter tires yet. Then at the moment, we're on board Jonathan then, who's got fresh tires, hasn't he? Unfortunately, he is on fresh tires at probably the worst stage of the race so far, isn't he? Intermediate tires then for Sam and Laggy. I think they're both too early at the moment, aren't they? There's a job for there who's gaining it. So Farf leads the. He hasn't won since Bahrain, has he? Farf he's aiming for career win number 4 of some of his ALR career. Fantastic stuff, isn't it, from Farf? Oh, he's got wide. It's getting very slippery out there indeed. And Grant, he can definitely see his target now, can he? He's done a fantastic job, hasn't he? Both Farf and Grant. I think a lot of drivers have done really well to keep it going in it. There's a Ferrari there who is, I think that is the Laggy racer who is on the inter tires. I don't think it's the right call at the moment, is it? And oh my gosh, wow. I'll tell you what, I said last week that France was probably my favourite race, but so we got pits, right? Farf is stayed out. Grant is in the pits. He's going to come on the inter tires. Is it too late, or is this exactly bang on? We'll find out soon. Nosey is staying out there as well. So Grant is in the pits. And we've got, is that yellow? No, it's just the Pirelli sign. And wow, so Granty's on the intermediate tires and coming out now. I hope it ain't gonna be tears later on. Wishbone and Nigel are very close. Wishbone is in the pits as well. Then both Renaults are thinking exactly the same thing at the moment. Nigel is now up in the 5th position. Farf has got a 3-second penalty as they are finally starting to spread out now. As we're just watching Laggy there. As now the question is the intermediate tires are the way to go? Because I'm looking at Laggy's times now. He is. I don't think it's right yet. Yellow flying free was. Oh, that's Maxi off the track. Look, it is wet. It is wet now, and I think that the intermediate tires must be the way to go. It is. So we got Emerson in the pits in the intermediate tires. The Renaults. Maxi's out of the race in the Williams. So Maxi has left the session and he is out, unfortunately, and so the guys on the and DRS has been disabled. So there's I think that the Renault drivers have timed it to perfection. They really have, and I feel that this rain has stolen the win away from Nosey. So Nosey can't really catch a break at the moment, can he? He's a bit like Leclerc at the beginning of this season, where he just couldn't catch a break. Got yellow flying free. What's going on in free? And that's Elite there, just recovering in the soft tires as well. So he's coming in the pits as well. So got Gunnar out there at the moment, and that's a Ferrari of Laggy, who is the first man on the inter tires. Hopefully he hasn't burned them out. Farf is in the pits. Excel's in the pits as well. Farf is in and out. What about Granty? Granty's coming across the line now. Is Granty going to take the lead of this end of this epic Austrian Grand Prix? He leads. He takes the lead, so he reacted perfectly and has taken the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix from 14th on the grid to now lead. Granty is on course for his first win in ALR. Fantastic. Exos on the 3rd then. Nigel stayed out, so he's the brave soul who stayed out. Is this the passing shout for Nigel? Nosey comes out on the 6th position. Where's Wishbone coming out? We're on board Wishbone. Nosey is out one in front of him. Wishbone is 7th. Stringy is 8th. Fisher is now in 9th position. These two seem to be tied to each other, don't they? And that can be a pun if you want it to be. On board then with Stringy at the moment, and he is. And unfortunately for Fisher, he's just had to have a recovery drive for most of this race, hasn't he? As he was involved in the first corner incident. So he is 8th and 9th, 7th and 8th, and Fisher are Stringy and Fisher are, I should say. Emerson is in 9th position. Remember, Emerson Emerson has had a very hard fought race today, hasn't he? But he's still in there in 9th position. The French Grand Prix winner Ryan is in 10th position. He disconnected and had all sorts of problems as a 10th. Crazy Hitman just outside the points in 11th position. Red Bull at the moment, fantastic. Laggy Racer in 12th position. He was running as high as 3rd, wasn't he? But he's caused a bit of chaos today, hasn't he? In Laggy Racer. That's Gunnar 13th, fantastic. Nigel is dropping down the order because he's still on the dry tyres. I'm wondering why. I feel that Nigel has made a huge mistake here and lost an awful lot of time, and he's trying to come in the pits now then, and he is in the pits now then. As so where's he going to come out in front? Where's he going to come out? This might be, he might just be able to, is he going to be able to stay in the points is the question, because I'm not sure if he will, because he's lost an awful amount of time. Wishbone should go through now. He's on the pit straight, I think. Yep, there's Wishbone going through. Of course It's a very good day for the Renault team, isn't it? Now he's out of the pits now. Where it's, we should have Stringy and Fisher coming out as well. He should. And I think there's a big old gap there between Emerson. No, then Emerson's just coming out now as well. Nigel taking it very cautious. Emerson now, look at this then. So, and Emerson there stays in 9th. 10th position is a fire shot at the moment then. So Fisher and Stringy, and I think Stringy there is now up into, Fisher's up into 6th position. Stringy is down in 7th position at the moment. And wow, we got two Mercedes, and there's a Mercedes in front, I think, of I think that's Sam and Mr. Elite, isn't it? Sam is looking very strong. Oh, and somehow he didn't go into the back of Mr. Elite. Remember, Mr. Elite is he was the rain master in France last year, wasn't he? Unfortunately, a lot of things have gone wrong for a lot of drivers today, hasn't it? So yeah, I'm not sure really. It's very difficult to determine what's really going on at the moment. As Mark has said, up the Farf. So, and indeed, Farf is second at the moment, but Granty Boy has done a fantastic job, hasn't he? Really, really well done. Well, to be honest, all of them have done a fantastic job, and I almost swallowed my tongue there. I was that excited. Like, oh, Gunnar's gone. Oh, Gunnar just can't get it turned there, can he? In the McLaren, he has dropped down into dropped down to 13th position at the moment, and yeah, you can see that the car is just refusing to turn in there from Gunnar, and but you can see the most experienced ALR man in history is doing a fantastic yellow flag in free. What's gone in free? Oh, that's I think that's one that Williams is just well, it wasn't. I don't know if it's one of the Williams, was it? No, it's Sam just getting out of the way there. Having a bit of a twitch on as well in the Mercedes. And you're just on board then as Nigel is now starting to reel him in then, and look who's behind Nigel, Emerson as well. So the Season 1 champion is in front of the man who's leading the Season 2 championship at the moment, and that's Emerson. And wow, this is, I think this is, I did say last week that France is my favourite race. I think this race is really much the might have overtaken that, and there's been drama everywhere. We've still got 12 more laps to go around Austria, and we didn't even it's been absolute wild, hasn't it, in this race? It really has, as you can see. And Granty then is still leading them, but we're worried about Granty in a minute because Stringy is now under a lot of pressure, isn't he? Nigel is on the fresh set of intermediate tyres. Is that going to come back and help him? How long is this rain for? Is it going to be a steady rain shower, or is this going to get heavier and heavier? We're going to find out we're going to find out in the next 12 laps, aren't we? And then of course Mr. Elite, remember, he's very quick in the wet, so expect Mr. Elite to start to get flying as well. As well, I'm lost for words. It's been a fantastic old race, hasn't it, here tonight? It really has, and you can see that now as Emerson on board. Sorry, not Emerson. I just seen Dan, who's just joined the party. Hopefully we'll have a word with Dan in a minute, as Nigel's all over the back of string at the moment, and as I feel that Dan might be a very disgruntled driver after the events that's happened. But we'll talk to Dan in just a few moments. We're on board, and Nigel then is he's coming down into turn 3 at the moment. Stringy's got the advantage. Whilst there's a bit of a lull, and I'm hoping that this lull will continue. Oh, maybe not, because Stringy's gone wide in turn 3, and Dan has left the party. I think he's had enough of my voice, and Dan has left the session as well. As now Nigel's going to go on the Nigel's going to go on the outside. He's done a switchback. He's done a crack in front, and they cold, and they're banging wheels. That's not a very good place to be banging wheels, but somehow they kept it in the straight and narrow. Now Emerson is getting in, and he is through. Remember what I'm saying, Emerson will keep the lead in the championship, but yeah, it's been a very difficult day for Emerson and Stringy there, battling out all sorts of Is Maxi's car solid? I hope not. No, then it's alright. And Stringy has been left hang out to dry there, hasn't he? And he's dropped down to 9th at the moment, as Emerson now makes his way up to 8th position. Remember, he's now chasing the Season 1 champion Stringy, having a look, but Emerson there just closing the door at the moment. So Granty is on course to get his first ever ALR victory at the moment. He is 11 laps away. Gunnar has oh no, crazy man is at the wall. He's had a huge smash there for the Red Bull driver, and he gets out of the Austrian Grand Prix. There is the leader through. That is our 4th retirement in this race, and I think it's been an absolute testament to the drivers that we've only had four drivers eliminated from this race. That's a shame now from Crazy Man. I'm surprised that any safety car. Sam's recovering as well. Sam has he had a fantastic start to this race. He's gone a bit pear-shaped lately, hasn't it, for Sam? But still in this. Well done, Sam. Really just carrying on, isn't he? And let's take a quick look at the race order, and hopefully Dan Rush will join us back in the commentary box in just a few moments. And Granty Boy leads. Farf is second. Exile is in third. Great stuff from XR. Yellow flag in 2. What's going on in 2? Oh, Gunnar there, just recovering there, but I don't think it's Gunnar, is it? I think it might be. It was one of them. Anyway, yes. Anyway, yeah. So XR, Crazy Hitman stuff for session. Very disappointing for Crazy Hitman at the moment. He's having a bit of bad luck, isn't he? Crazy Hitman is, as you can see, we've got 2 alpha males in front of us. That's Mr. Elite now, moving his way back up to 14th position now. We've lost Max as well, as Max is out of this race as well. So Granty Boy leads. 2nd position is Farf. XR 3rd. Nosey in 4th position. He was leading this race until the rain come. Nosey was on course. Remember in this race last year as well. Nosey was on course for a very good. Both Nosey and Dan Murphy was on course for some great results, and the rain came again. So once again, exactly the same thing happened this year that it did last year, where it robbed Nosey of a very good win. A very good win, or a solid position, no less. But Nosey is now 4th. Wishbone, the pole position, is 5th. He's had a lot of difficult days out there, as I keep saying. Fisher is in 6th position, Nigel 7th. 8th is Emerson. 9th position is Stringy. 10th position is a Fire Shot. Laggy just outside the points. 11th position. Gunnar is in 12th position. Jonathan Cox is in 13th. 14th position is Mr. Elite. 15th is Maxi, but he is out of the race, unfortunately. He retired earlier on. 16th position is Sam, and 16th position is Sam in the Mercedes then. So then, if we come through to complete then lap 26 then for these guys. This is the final part of the race, and the last couple of laps then around Austria. And I tell you what, it was completely different to the qualifying, wasn't it? The qualifying session was all bright and sunshine. This is anything but, isn't it? And you can see that they're just staying in the tram lines at the moment, aren't they? They do not want to go outside there. This is the closest back on track at the moment. Emerson there. I thought he was going flying off there. Great car control from the championship leader at the moment. And so, and I'm not going to do. I don't know who got fastest lap, to be honest. It could be anyone. Remember, you're going to get point for fastest lap though if you get inside the if you finish inside the top 10. And that is, I think that is going to be the that is the golden rule for points at the moment. They're all starting to spread out now, so which is anything but was happening in the first 17-18 laps, wasn't it? It really was all to play for, wasn't it? It was great to see Laggy up there, wasn't it? It was really high up. Sam was up there as well. So was Gunnar. So was Hitman. A lot of the midfield drivers was really having a good day, wasn't it? Unfortunately, the rain really cost a lot of those drivers at the moment. A lot of those drivers didn't it really? So Granty there is still in the 4.9 seconds gap between himself and Granty. Farford is currently as it stands then. Just taking a quick look at the Drivers' Championship. Farford as it stands then should be back. Oh, I don't think he will be back in front of yet, but it's really going to be bunched quite good. It's going to be so close to the top. Oh, yellow flag. Yeah, that's right. Stringy's gone into the wall, I think. Stringy is into the wall in the racing points. He damaged his car. No, he's all right. He's all right. I think he's just made a mess of the polystyrene board there, but on board with him, he looks okay. It looks a bit strange from there, but I'm not sure if that's just me or not. But yeah. But yeah, the car is all fine there, isn't it? The car is all fine. So Stringy there, unfortunately, there it lost. Is it stopped raining? I think it stopped raining. It stopped raining, and as we come into the final stages of this race, and you got no yellow flag in one, yellow flag in one. What's going on in one? Oh no, it's the Mercedes. It's the Mercedes off, and that's Sam is off the track. Sam is off the track then, and he's trying to rejoin now. And oh dear, it's stopped raining. And so who's this going to be in advantage? It's going to be dry enough to go into the slick tires. I don't think it will be. I think these guys are just going to have to tiptoe around into the end now, because I don't think the pit stop lost time will be worth it at all. As Nigel is now under a lot of pressure from Emerson. Emerson's going to have a look there. He's going to turn one. No, not quite. So the conditions have changed again then. I think it has stopped raining, but now, as you can see, Nigel is on 2 laps fresher tyres, and look, Emerson is going on the outside. Nigel is going to defend for the inside then. So as Emerson now going up the outside, and he is through and up into 7th position. Nigel's dropped down to 8th then, and oh, wow, as now Dan has rejoined the commentary box now. Dan, unfortunate about what happened there. I think it was a bit of a Vettel-esque incident between yourself and Jonathan Cox, and also Dan Lutonen.
Yeah, I think it was just obviously today in the Grand Prix it was Vettel that was coming onto the track unsafely and he hit Stroll, but today it was Force India getting his own back on a Ferrari.
And indeed it was. It was the opposite way around, wasn't it? Really. I think Jonathan lost it coming out of turn 7, I believe it was, and I feel it must have been a bit frustrating. Just came back on the steaming back on the track there and took both you and Dan out. We got pit stops. We got pit stops in the final stage of the race then. And really, what would your race look like though? Having now that you're retired, then, because it's been all sorts going on in this race. Where would you think you would have been?
Well, I was gaining time on the whilst I was on the softs. I was gaining time, and I knew I had to pit. I knew the rain was coming, so I knew I would have had to pit for inters. So I don't know. I definitely could have got top 10. I had a few incidents in the first opening laps, which is a bit of a bummer, but when the pack's that tight, it kind of happens. I mean, I got a great start, but after that, I just went backwards and then lost my wing. But no, I think I could have got back in the top 10.
Yeah, I must admit, it's very tight. For the first 18 laps, there was all sorts going on. And as you said, it is... Oh, and Nigel's gone skating off there, and he's got a 5-second penalty there, which I don't think is really warranted there. So Nigel there just couldn't slow the car down. Remember, Nigel and Emerson have thrown on the slick tyres. Remember, Emerson, the championship leader. Nigel, the winner of the last ALR season. So, yeah, the two champions are really going for broke here. And yeah, in terms of the first lap's incidents there, how do you feel it was just racing incidents there, or do you think it was some of the driving was a bit questionable?
Well, I can't say. I'll have to leave that up to the chief steward, Alex Knowles, to decide whether it's questionable, whether it's racing incidents or what. That's not for me to decide.
And talking of Knowlesy as well, I feel that unfortunately the same thing happened to you and Knowlesy last season, where the rain came down at the wrong time, and I feel that today has cost Knowlesy easily a podium, but maybe even his first victory as well. Exactly the same thing happened last season. When can this guy get a break?
Oh, I think he's got the speed. He knows how to drive well. It's coming. It's definitely coming. Knowlesy will get at least one podium this season, easy.
He's had a few podiums already, but it's just
sorry, first place. Yeah, he'll get a win. Yeah,
to be honest, it's such a shame for Knowlesy, isn't it? Because he was commanding the race, and the rain came down at the wrong time. It was basically deja vu from last year. And I think, as I said, you had the same issue, didn't you, last year, where you was on a strong race and really waiting for the rain to come, and then it just came after you pitted for a new set of tyres. I think it was soft. I think. But then it's Nigel getting very, very Larry there. I'm not sure how much of the race you've seen since you retired there, but it's been a fantastic race, hasn't it, up and down the field?
Well, you know me, Sean. I always watch the races back to see if you slag me off or not. So
well, you might be disappointed today.
Oh, no way. I'll be watching it back to see the action. Don't you worry.
And tell you what, there was action all the way up and down the field. Granty has stayed out. Is that going to cost him the race win? This is going to get very, very tasty towards the end of the race. Indeed, yeah. So I think that it really has been an absolutely fantastic race. But I think the first couple of laps was very, very, very aggressive indeed from some drivers. I'm not sure if you're watching the stream now, Dan, but Granty stayed out on the intermediate tyres, whilst everyone else is now on the softs or mediums. Do you think Granty's thrown away the race?
Has DRS been enabled yet?
Do you know? I don't think so, but I could have missed that.
So the optimum time to go from wet to dry is when the DRS gets enabled again, and it's the same if it's dry and goes to wet. Once the DRS gets disabled, that's when you box for wet tyres. That's the optimum time.
I think the DRS has been disabled, but this is going to be very close as Granty goes out the pits. He just keeps in front of Farf, and Farf has got the temperature in the tyres. So yeah, that was very much well called from Granty there. He was the coolest cucumber in the house, because I thought that he lost the lead there. Brilliant stuff. Granty, remember, is only 3 laps away from his first victory. Farf is going for his 4th victory in ALR. Brilliant stuff between these two drivers, and absolutely mega stuff. Nigel and Emerson are now locking horns as they battle over 7th and 8th. Nigel and Emerson battling for 7th and 8th. What's going on there? Usually they're right at the front, but today it's just all gone a bit pear-shaped for a lot of the established names here. As so at the moment, let's just quickly take a look then. Whilst I think Granty there is now starting to get up to speed, then Farf needs to get through as quickly as possible whilst he had the advantage there. But I don't think Nigel's through. Nigel's up through, but no, Emerson's not giving up. He's not giving up. They're wheel to wheel going out turn 2, and DRS has been enabled. I missed that. So DRS has been enabled, and Emerson's out all on the back of Nigel like a bad suit. He's going to go on the outside. Nigel's parked his car on the inside, so Emerson's on the outside. That's brilliant. That's fantastic. He pinches him on the inside. Emerson is back through. He loves a good move. That is amazing stuff from Emerson. He is back up in the 7th position. Wow, fantastic stuff. Nigel's not going to give up so easy though, is he? As the battle at the front is calmed down quite considerably now, but and that Nigel going very wide there. He looks like he's got the pace advantage over Emerson, but Emerson's a very good defender, isn't he? And as you just seen, he's an amazing overtaker as well. So he's really he really wants the overtake of the season crown, doesn't he? He's done 3 or 4 now, brilliant. And you can see then back on board, we've got 3 DRS zones around here, which I haven't mentioned till like lap 34, so I don't really think it's worth talking about now, but yeah. Now Nigel then will have a second attempt at DRS now coming up to turn 2. And Emerson once again then is going to have to defend. Nigel went on the outside last time. Knowles has got a 3-second penalty. I'm not sure what's going on with the penalties. And now Nigel's on the outside. He pinches him on the inside again, and he's got the drive. He has got second. He's got 7th. He has got 7th, but Emerson's now got DRS. So this track is great for racing like this. Oh my God! And Grant, he's got the fastest of the race, and he's gone on the outside again. Emerson is back through. Brilliant move. Brilliant racing. Fantastic stuff from both these drivers. Absolutely commendable. That is why Emerson's in the championship. That's why Nigel was champion of season 1. Absolutely phenomenal driving by them two. Other drivers would have probably been in the wall. Absolutely amazing stuff. As we're on lap 35 out of 36. We still got 15 cars in this race. Absolutely fantastic stuff from all these guys. All the issues that everyone's had, damage all over the place on the first couple of laps. And yet they've stuck to it. Well done. Oh no, just got a 3-second penalty there. It might come down to penalty, folks. Emerson's usually quite a clean racer in terms of penalties, isn't he? Doesn't get many penalties, Emerson, though. And I think this is probably a very tough day for Emerson, wasn't it? But very well done. I think, and he still will be leading the championship, but that championship is getting very close now. As the Favre, Granty, and Knowlesy are all behind him. They're queuing up to take his lead away. As I think Nigel there is not as close behind as he was last lap there. So I think. Hopefully they might have calmed down a bit, as I feel that Emerson might have the advantage anyway when it comes to the in terms of the penalties as well. Oof. And of course, next race we're in, Dan. I think we are in Silverstone next, so the home of British motorsport. How are you feeling about that next race?
I'm not really a massive fan of Silverstone, if I'm honest, but I do what I do every week, and I'll do my best and see what happens. And if there's incidents in front of me that pop me up the leaderboard, then happy with that.
Right, so I must admit, I think since they added the new loop complex, I'm not a big fan either anymore. I used to like it more of flowing when they are bridge. And as I love that corner. Anyway, as now Granty then coming through. Oh, we got a yellow flying free. I'm hoping it's just a car getting out of the way. But Granty there is now coming over the crest, and Emerson is back behind Nigel. They're side by side. Unfortunately, we can't see what's going on because by protocol, I must stick to the leader. Granty there comes through the final corner, and he wins the Austrian Grand Prix, his first ever win in ALR. Favre is second. Third position is Exile. Exile, a great job from Exile today. He is third position. Oh, Knowlesy's gone! Knowlesy's gone! And he's spun out on the last corner. He should be alright. He comes through to finish. Wishbone with a couple of seconds back there. Nigel comes through. Oh, sorry. Knowlesy comes through to finish 4th position at the end. Wishbone is coming through to finish 5th. No, I wonder if he'd be disappointed at that because he was on pole position. Very close to Knowlesy in the end. Look at that second. Fisher 6th. Emerson is coming through to finish 7th. So I think Emerson championship leader still in the championship leader. It would have been a very big ask if we lost it today. Nigel is in 8th position. Fireshot is in 9th position. He's in 8th because of Nigel's penalties. And Stringy should be in 10th because Gunnar is 11th. Jonathan Cox 12th. Laggy 13th. Mr. Elite 14th. And 16th for Sam then. Is Stringy there is finished in the final point then. Oh, wow, what an absolute race. And Nigel's thrown his opinion in the hat already. I don't think he's happy with Emerson's last move there between when two were battling. So we'll have a look at that as soon as you throw the footage in. Granty, his first victory of his ALR career. And wow, what a victory it was! From 14th on the grid, right up to first. That is an absolutely cracking drive from Granty. Really was. Farf is second. He is back on form now after a difficult couple of races. And in third position is XR. Brilliant drive from XR to really keep it on the straight and narrow. As a very difficult race it was indeed. We've got some guys in the commentary box now, as we're going to quickly have a chat with them and to see what their point of view was in that race. I feel there might be a couple of unhappy people. Laggy was third, but unfortunately, as he mentioned in the comments, yeah, it didn't go his way unfortunately today. Granty there from 14th on the grid to win. Brilliant stuff. Farf was second. XR third from 12th to third. Brilliant stuff. Knowlesy in fourth position. I feel that he was. I feel if the rain didn't come, he might have had a much better result. Wishbone in fifth. A great recovery drive after all what went down. Same with Fisher as well. He was 20th after the first lap. Emerson 7th position. 8th position is Fireshot. Nigel in 9th position. Unfortunately, the penalties caught up on him. 10th position is Fisher. Gunnar, Jonathan, Laggy, Mr. Elite, and Sam all finished the race. Brilliant stuff. Well done. 15 drivers finished after a very difficult race indeed. And there's a lot of people that joined really whilst I've been yapping away. And we'll come to the interviews now, shall we? Firstly, let's start off with Granty, shall we? Because he was absolutely mega today. What a race!
Yep. Mate, I don't know what to say, to be honest. I'm absolutely chuffed with that.
It really was. It was a fantastic drive. How you avoided all the carnage in the first couple of corners. The hard tires seemed to. Well, I wouldn't be surprised because you always seem to go for the hard compound tire at the beginning. But you was looking on fine, Vettel, on that.
Yeah, definitely. Like as I said, I'd like the fresher tires probably out there for the hards. We've got a few guys behind me on softs. I didn't even expect the rain was going to come in, and then when it did, I was like, oh no, I actually made the wrong stint. And it actually worked out perfectly for me. I went in on a lap early with Farf, and then obviously I came out on top, and then I just got the gap a bit. And then when I went back in again, I was just out in front, so I don't know, it just really worked in my favour today. I thought I got the fastest lap, but Fisher just took that in the end there, nice and Elliott.
Yeah, you just pinched it right in.
I looked at it, I was like, damn.
Fantastic stuff.
Was really good.
That was your first ever
Really
ALR victory as well, which I find quite surprising, really. But now surely you've got that duck off your back, as they say over here in the Old Forest. Where are you going to go from here? Where are you going to go from here then? Round 10 next in Silverstone. We ain't even at half distance yet. What is your aim now on the crown? Is it?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm just going to push it now. I feel like I've got more in me to, go for more high points and, yeah, just keep with the top guys, like, like sort of Emerson and a couple of other guys. I can't even remember who's up there. I think Farf as well. So, yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to them. Oh, you are?
Dan, just want to keep with me anyway, wouldn't you? Just Dan.
Oh yeah, Dan, how you doing, mate? yeah, no, and likes of Dan as well. So, yeah, I'm really going to push it and... Yeah, I hope I won't make the same mistake in qualifying.
Fantastic stuff, Roots. Let's come to Farf now. Farf, second after all the chaos going around you. How would you sum up that race today? You happy with second, or do you feel that the win was taken away from you today? Is he in the party? We'll come back to you in a minute, yeah. Farf. Oh, do you feel that the win was taken away from you today?
Pens cost you wins,
mate. But on a more positive note, you've really eaten into Emerson's lead today after Emerson had a tough day. So you must be happy in terms of the long game that you've done today, surely. That's why I've been relegated to the commentary box, because I don't know the long game. So we ain't even at half distance. I said to Granty then, but it's getting very tight at the top now. You got yourself, you got Granty, you got Emerson. I think a difficult day for Dan today, so I don't think he's going to be in touch at the moment. But we've also got Knowlesy up there as well. So really, it's all to fight for. You got 4 drivers in the prime there, really going for it.
Yeah, boy, that's what you need. Need that fight to carry on. Before you get bored.
Exactly. If it was easy, it'd be boring, wouldn't it? Well done, Farf today. For a second, which I think might be overall probably a very good result after all what went on there. Brilliant. Who else we got at the party? I wasn't really looking. Let's go to I think Fisher's in here. Elliot, unfortunately you was ran the wrong way again on the opening lap for the second week in a row.
Yeah, it's great. It's really fun. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that one. I've looked at my footage and I know who spun me, but I don't want to call them out on the broadcast because it's not my style. But someone decided it was a great idea to just punt me and send me spinning around into the barrier, so that was really fun. Decided to go with the Granty special and just stick on the hard and wait for the rain, I guess.
As always, mate.
The way to go.
Oh, so because unfortunately, he was in a decent position on the grid. I think you were 5th or 6th on the grid, and it'll just fall apart then from turn 1. So, but what do you think that the win was on the cards then? Because podium really would have been, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I reckon so. I think I had pretty decent pace through the race. I wasn't too slow, to be fair, so who knows? Another weekend of what if.
Indeed it is. Really disappointing then that was. But yeah, so in terms because unfortunately I think turn 1 is probably the thing that's really which really kind of is the main talking point of the race, really, wasn't it, for you? It was just taken away by the sounds of it.
Sure. Bit of a pain, obviously, facing backwards and everyone was going around turn 2 by the time I actually got the car turned round, and then having wind damage, so had to pit no matter what, and then just kind of go from there. But I think I made up good ground. I finished 6th, I think it was, so it's not too bad.
I think overall, though, I think were you fairly happy with your drive today, though? Because yeah, as you said, you was rock bottom, you was last, but you still got the points, some very healthy points as well.
To go from like back of the grid by some distance on the first lap to 6th, I'll take it. And to take the fastest lap off Grant, it's a bonus point.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll go hand that to you, mate. Nice one.
As you said, through gritted teeth there. Coming on to Nigel. Nigel, you and Emerson had an absolutely fantastic battle, but I think I don't think you were too happy with the move at the end between yourself and Emerson, but we'll come on to that a bit later on. But overall, though, absolutely fantastic battle between you and Emerson. Do you want to talk us through it? I think you pitted a couple of laps after everyone else pitted for the intermediate tyres. Did you? What was the strategy behind that? Did you? Do you think that staying on the dry tyres too long, or was it? Or was you trying to come back later on in the race? Well, that's a shame. Sounds like a bit of a hard luck race there in terms of what might have been. But moving on to Silverstone then. Of course, that's a proper driver circuit, isn't it? What do you reckon from there? Excellent stuff, Nigel. Well done. I'm not sure who. Hey. Oh, it really was. It was fantastic stuff. I'm just taking a look to see who else is in there here. I think we got Fireshot in here as well. Kimi Räikkönen of the group. Fireshot. I was today for you. It seemed like it was all. It was a very difficult day for you out there, really.
Horrible.
Oh, do you want to elaborate? Do you want to elaborate on that? And what went wrong for you?
People kept hitting me when I tried to take over once. Didn't very go well.
Okay. So
out of full strategy, but anyway, just got the win.
So it sounds like a very difficult day then, because the first lap was absolutely chaotic. I have a feeling that the head steward is going to be very, very busy after the first couple of laps. Moving on then, I think your win in France last week, though, you really underlined what your potential is. So. If you put this race to one side, we got over half the season left. Are you too far back to be challenging for the title?
I'm not running for the title, top 5.
Excellent stuff. Right, I think I've interviewed everyone I know. Cool. Say if you haven't. Great stuff. All right. Oh, did I not do Wishbone? I'm so sorry. David. Our pole sitter. I think again though, it's all the first couple of laps where it just went absolutely wrong for you. Your pole position reaction was absolutely fantastic stuff. We were sat with you when you actually nailed that lap, but the race really didn't go your way, did you?
Not one bit. I am outraged.
Do you want to elaborate
But
on
I'm happy for Grand Prix though. I am happy for that. I was going to be in a bad mood and seen he won. I was happy for him, but he started from near the back and it was grand. Good for the team, good bit of points on the board, and I will start fighting for the constructors' title. So we will.
Yeah, definitely, mate. We're going to be pushing that, man.
We're going to win it.
100%.
Did you want to elaborate on
Game
what went down in the first couple of laps then? Because it seemed to be very difficult. There was all sorts of carbon fibre flying everywhere. Do you actually know what happened?
Yeah, I do. So a few cars got past. They were on the softs. They never bothered with that because I knew they're on the quicker tyres. I was like, I wish I got them in a few laps anyhow on my tyres. Get better than theirs, so let them ahead and someone else got past, I think, and was it in the last corner? Got bloody hit in the back. Fucking wasn't nice, and I had to go around the whole lap. But I broken front wing and I wasn't too happy then. Not too happy now. Sure, just grand. And I was like thinking in my head, now going to the house and wait for the rain. But yeah, it wasn't. Well, maybe it was, but it wasn't meant to be in that race. But yeah, not too bad. We will live to fight another day.
That's exactly it. Of course, we still got a lot of races to go in this championship, and yeah, unfortunately, it does sound a bit. It does sound like a lot of people have had a really difficult races today. But going on to Silverstone, the home of British motorsport, is going to be an absolutely fantastic race. I'm sure of it. Thank you all for joining us tonight. It's been a brilliant race. I would say it's been the best of the year, but I don't think the drivers will agree with me on that one. But yeah, join us in a week's time, same time. Oh. Join us in a week. Join us in a week's time. 6:30 UK time again, where we'll be going off once again for the British Grand Prix. Tune in on Facebook and wherever else that we're on, where the championship stands will be uploaded, because it is very tight at the top now. Very tight indeed. 4 drivers going at it for the title. Who will it be? We'll find out in a couple of weeks. Well, we'll find out in about December time who will be the champion, but this is an ongoing saga, and I'm going on like a broken record. See you next week. Cheerio.